Lee Han-rok was known as an exceptionally talented office worker. Any film or project he touched became a phenomenon, its popularity spreading far and wide. Yet behind all that glory was a personality so aloof and blunt that it annoyed many, especially Section Chief O, who harbored a grudge against Han-rok and waited for a chance to bring him down. Finally, that opportunity arrived. He fabricated a scandal to tarnish Han-rok's reputation, forcing him to resign. The bitter resentment of betrayal, however, became the key that unlocked a fateful turning point, sending him back 5 years in time. In this return, Han-rok not only carried all the memories of his previous life but also awakened a special ability. Invisible threads appeared on his wrist, which only he could see. These threads changed color and brightness depending on how much goodwill others felt towards him, allowing him to see into people's hearts and clearly distinguish friends from foes. Thanks to his memories from his past life, his superior talent, and his new ability, Han-rok in his second life became a completely different person, calmer, sharper, and much more dangerous. He used the very things that once caused him pain as a springboard to break through and create an immense buzz in the corporate world. Join Life MANHWA as we follow the journey of this office genius as he transcends all boundaries, breaks free from political schemes, and step by step conquers his dream of becoming a CEO. A person standing above all others, whom no one can manipulate. At TK Entertainment Building, Department Head O was lecturing his subordinate, "Doing your job well is the smartest way to play politics, at least until you reach the assistant department head level. From department head onward, your conduct is also part of your competence. Do you understand? Lee Han-rok, you are a true office worker. And you climbed to deputy department head at TK Entertainment at just 35 years old." Lee Han-rok firmly replied, "I do not understand, Department Head O." Department Head O clasped his hands behind his back, his gaze distant, and continued to question, "That means it is highly possible you accepted bribes." Lee Han-rok is considered a suspect in the marketing department's bribery scandal. Han-rok did not seem to have done it. He clenched his fists, trying to suppress his anger, and replied, "I already said, I never took anything from Kim Hyun-sung." Department Head O still thought he was lying and denied his words. "3 people said you accepted." Han-rok remained firm, refuting, "Trust those who are trustworthy." Upon hearing his words, he suddenly burst into laughter. Then he glanced at Han-rok and issued a warning, "Watch your mouth." After that, Department Head O reached forward and picked up a stack of documents. "Lee Han-rok, the only one in the internal review who failed to meet expectations. Isn't it funny, right from your rookie days, you created a hit movie and soared through the ranks. Now you are in charge of the company's biggest project, plant, and you even won an award at a film festival for it. Smart, tenacious, and impeccable execution. You became the youngest deputy department head, entirely due to your abilities. Because of that, many people wanted to pull you to their side, but of course, you refused them all. An opponent will never be on the same side as them. Someone even more capable than them. What do you think the other deputy department heads and department heads will think of such a person?" Department Head O crumpled the paper and loudly concluded, "They will do anything to eliminate you. I knew sooner or later you would come to this." Han-rok had a premonition that the person behind all this was the one standing in front of him. None other than Department Head O Soo-chong. He walked towards him and whispered, "Lee Han-rok, I know this is not your fault, but you came at the wrong time. This year is my last chance to be promoted to director. If I do not get it, I have to leave. In such circumstances I can't help you. So, join my side." It turned out that after all his calculations, he just wanted to consolidate Han-rok to his side, but Han-rok remained very calm at this moment. Then, very quickly, Han-rok gave his answer, "I refuse." Department Head O remained calm. He put a hand on Han-rok's shoulder and said in a low voice, "You are a fool. You are very smart and talented, but too brazen to carry that. You really can't stand being under my authority, can you?" What made Han-rok strong now was his family. His younger sister got sick, and after she recovered, his mother fell ill. His father once said, "Han-rok, this is my fault." But Han-rok truly felt it was all his fault. Being honest is not kindness, it is just foolishness. And he always wanted to tell him that his father was wrong. His father once said, "Han-rok, do not live like I did." Back to reality, Department Head O commanded, "Don't drag this out any longer. End it here. Submit your resignation." Even at this point, Han-rok felt no regret. He only asked for one thing, "Let me finish plant, then I will leave." He just begged him not to fire him before the project ended. After that sentence, Han-rok left, but Department Head O added, "Even in this situation, you are still only thinking about work, that is so like Lee Han-rok. Alright, 3 months. Get everything sorted out, then leave." After receiving the desired outcome, Han-rok quickly left the room. The scene shifts to the senior management meeting room. The department head's assistant brought a stack of documents and said, "The requested documents are here." He happily took the stack of documents. Department head O quickly scanned through them and assessed, "All right, that is good. Clean it up and send it out." At the same time, Henrik returned to his office. The room was still silent, not a sound, and Henrik knew everyone was pretending not to know what was happening. And that was all they did after giving him the lowest rating, after fabricating lies to trap Henrik. Just then, Deputy Head Song rushed over and called Team Leader Lee. The two went down to the coffee shop below. The conversation had been going on for a while. "It has come to this. I have told the department head I will leave after finishing plant." Deputy Head Song was extremely surprised. "You will leave after finishing plant," Henrik affirmed. "I do not think I can continue handling the amusement park deals, 2 franchise contracts." Deputy Head Song looked quite flustered at this moment. He stammered, "Team leader, has the department head not told you anything?" Henrik frowned unhappily. "What else is there?" A bad feeling began to creep up. Deputy Head Song immediately recounted. Team 2 came by earlier to pick up important files. They said the plant project would be transferred to Team Leader Go. Henrik could not keep his calm upon hearing this. He angrily stood up and questioned, "What do you mean? This morning I was still in contact with clients. Department Head Go does not even know anything about plant." He evaded the answer. "But anyway, you are leaving soon, so they are giving him the credit. And our team members too." Once again, Henrik had been set up. He added, "They also said we should start preparing for transfers or reassignment." Hearing this, Henrik angrily smashed his glass of water. The project had been stolen, and because of him, the entire team was disbanding. Department Head O had broken his promise. In this situation, Henrik would no longer stay silent. He loosened his tie, rolled up his sleeves, and aggressively sought out Department Head O's office. Just then, 2 people came looking for him. Department Head Lee Henrik. Both were large and muscular. They held up their employee IDs and demanded he come with them. This was TK Entertainment's inspection team. Next, they presented legal evidence to compel Henrik to comply. "We have received a report." Henrik could not believe his eyes. Then the head of inspection presented a photograph. The photo captured the moment Henrik refused to accept a bribe from Kim Hyun-sung. But it was that very photo that made everyone believe he had done something wrong. Henrik wondered, who took this picture? The head of inspection immediately replied, "We cannot reveal the whistleblower. Please cooperate with the investigation." This incident garnered a lot of attention. The employees began to murmur, "What is going on? Isn't that team leader Lee, the genius from the film department?" Among those employees was a man named Kim Young-do, whom Henrik had known since middle school. His close friend watched him being dragged away without saying a word. The inspection team continued their work. "Did you get his computer right?" "Yes, and we have also locked his access." The friend he once cherished. They had been together even before joining the company. Both their parents knew each other. And at this moment, Henrik realized that the person who sent the information was none other than him. Henrik became desperate. "Kim Young-do. Kim Young-do, you did it, did not you?" No matter how hard he tried, there was no reply from Kim. Too angry, Henrik's eyes suddenly blurred. The inspector's voice gradually faded. What he felt was a headache, resentment. Just as darkness enveloped his entire mind. And Henrik's father's voice suddenly echoed, "Don't live like I did." At this moment, Henrik was awakened by another voice, "Lee Henrik. Cancel today's half-day leave request." "Didn't you hear me? My child has a parent-teacher meeting at school today. 2 people taking leave in one team is not good." Henrik blankly glanced at the calendar on his desk. The time displayed March 2022. The man in front of him continued to command, "I said cancel today's leave." Henrik was bewildered. Which half-day leave? He had no intention of explaining, only giving orders. "Oh, and I will be off all day tomorrow and the day after too, so Lee, you go to work." Henrik at first only worried that this was 5 years ago. The other man kept babbling, "Take your sister to the hospital another day. I have my son's stuff to do." "You know my stuff is more important, right?" Henrik remained silent, which annoyed the other man. "Lee Henrik, why are not you answering? I am leaving." Just then, Henrik unexpectedly spoke up, "Sir, I will take a half-day leave today." With that, he turned and left. What did you just say?" Henrik hastily repeated, "I am leaving." Leaving TK Entertainment, Henrik rushed away. He began to recall every event from the past. That day, he had given up his day off. Tomorrow, his younger sister, Hanseo, was supposed to have a checkup at a large hospital due to suspected stroke symptoms. But he had given that day off to Deputy Head Go Kilbyum. No, now Department Head Go. And on that day, his sister had collapsed in the street. Henrik had always tormented himself. It is my fault, because I did not keep my promise. Whether this was a dream or not, Henrik did not care. If he could turn back time, just one chance, Henrik would never leave his sister alone again. On his way home, Henrik quickly contacted Hansio. "Oh my God, you startled me. Why are you shouting, Appa?" Henrik could not keep calm and yelled, "There is a bench in front of the company. Sit still on it, don't just stand around awkwardly." Hansio was confused. Still, Henrik had no time to explain further and continued, "Sit there and wait. I will be right there." Very quickly, both of them were at the hospital. The doctor smiled and announced, "We have completed the medication treatment. The family should continue to monitor. If there are no serious issues, she can be discharged." Henrik worried. No surgery needed. Any sequelae? Fortunately, he brought his sister in time, so no surgery was needed. She could be discharged in about 2 weeks. "Don't worry, you did very well." And finally, Henrik saved his sister, something he regretted every night in his dreams for years. If only I had not done that then. If only I could go back to the past. That regret was finally rectified. Henrik covered his face emotionally. Thank you so much." After that, he returned to the hospital room with his sister. Kim Young-do was also there. He smiled and said, "You should rest too, Hyung. I will stay with Hansio." Although Henrik had been very close to him before, after knowing what he had done to him, he was completely awake. Henrik unconsciously clenched his hands. But then he suddenly thought of something and spoke up, "Young-do, come outside for a bit." The two were drinking coffee and chatting. "Hyung, I heard you had an argument with Department Head Go today. Did that rumor spread so fast? Of course, you are a well-known figure, are not you? I know Department Head Go is an ass, but you could have looked a bit. No, I mean, you could have handled it more subtly, like tactfully hinting to your boss or superiors." Henrik frankly replied, "You know I hate that kind of thing." "Yes, I know, but anyway." He stammered, unable to speak. Henrik at this moment recalled his father who passed away 15 years ago, when he was just 15 years old. Kicked out of the company due to internal strife, no connections, no protection, fired from a place where he had dedicated 20 years of his life crushed by reality. Spiraling into alcoholism, and passing away because of it. Don't live like your father, Henrik. This path ends up like your father. But he could not live up to that last instruction. Kim Young-do paused for a moment and continued, "Hyung, anyway, this is still a company. You can't just say everything directly like that. You also need to know how to maintain relationships." Henrik irritably covered his forehead. "This damn company. I am sick of it. Office politics, power struggles, is not there any company without all that? Isn't there any place where you can just focus on work?" Young-do immediately replied, "No, sir." He also agreed. "You are right." Just then, Young-do suddenly came up with an idea. "Unless you become CEO, for example. If you are CEO, you can sweep all that away. Otherwise, you can only endure it like everyone else. But if I become CEO, will anything really change? Who would dare to oppose, even the TV stations out there?" Just one word from the director. "I hate office politics, and the company will definitely change." Seeing Henrik look serious, Young-do laughed. "What, are you planning to climb the ranks immediately? You want to become director right away?" Seeing Henrik's extremely serious expression, Young-do immediately stopped smiling. And seriously asked again, "Are you serious? But you know you can't climb up there without playing politics, right? Do you think you can handle politics?" "Who knows, but I will try," Henrik replied. After the conversation, both returned to Hansio's hospital room. Henrik did not want to quit this company. No place paid him more than here, and he had no intention of abandoning Plant. A film that would become a legend in Korean cinema in the next 5 years, Henrik could not leave this project behind. So his most formidable opponent was Department Head O. Young-do then said goodbye to him. "Get ready. You should go home and rest too, Hyung. I will ask for a half-day off tomorrow and come back." After he left, another question appeared in Henrik's mind. Why did Young-do betray me? And he had the answer immediately after. It is simple. Because he admired Henrik's talent, because of an inferiority complex. Perhaps Department Head O exploited that. And Henrik just sat there, no one knowing anything, then took the counterattack. But now the situation was different. The upcoming films, the things about to happen at TK, and all the people Henrik was about to meet. His marketing skills combined with knowledge of the future. With just that, even a 10 million ticket box office hit would not be a big deal. A global hit would not just be a film. It could make history. That film was something he had always wanted to make. But to achieve that, there was one thing Henrik needed to resolve first. That was the political game. Henrik pondered again. Henrik walked onto the rooftop as if to converse with the moonlight. I think I can try. The scene shifts to the next day. Henrik is currently on his way to the company. Today is his first day back at work after Hensio was hospitalized 3 days ago. Young Do personally came to pick him up for work. On the way to the company, he constantly inquired about Henrik. Young, are you okay? Why do not you take another day off? Henrik looked distant and replied, I can't take 3 days off in a row. At least I should drop by to check on the project. Yusian must be struggling. Young Do immediately added, oh right, without you, the company would practically collapse. Without you, the company would go bankrupt. Everyone else is a bunch of idiots. Henrik frowned and questioned, you keep saying that. Henrik was about to question him, but then suddenly thought of something. After that, Henrik suddenly called out, Young Do. He was startled and asked, why do you want to scold me again now? But contrary to that thought, Henrik did not scold him. He even praised Young Do. You are doing well too. That statement immediately made him confused. Seeing Young Do motionless, Henrik quickly reminded him, watch the road, you are driving. Henrik continued to flatter Young Do, your team just completed the copyright training recently, right? Everyone praised the program you designed. Young Do shyly replied, oh, I just referenced last year's version. Still, Henrik used that to continue praising him, but no one praised it last year, and there is none this year. This time, Young Do finally admitted, well, that is true, but why are you suddenly bringing that up? Henrik smiled and replied, it is nothing, I just suddenly wanted to praise you. Young Do then exclaimed, oh my god, you are making me so embarrassed. What is wrong? Don't you like it? Should I stop then? No, that is not it. Don't you know how to joke? Young Do then said, Young, thanks for saying that course was good. If you need anything, just say the word, okay. Henrik also happily replied, got it, thanks. With just a few compliments, Young Do's attitude had changed somewhat, and at this moment, Henrik also realized something. A red thread unexpectedly appeared on both their arms. He wondered, what is this? After that, Henrik also asked Young Do about the thread. Young Do, what is on your wrist? The thread, that red thread on your hand. But Young Do did not seem to see it. He replied blankly, what thread? Are you okay? Young, are you too tired? A moment later, they finally arrived at the company. As soon as he saw Henrik, Department Head Hyun Ju Hoon rushed over and asked, Deputy Head Lee, is your sister okay? He replied, yes, Department Head. Fortunately, it was detected early, so there should be no sequelae. He expressed sympathy, oh my goodness, poor thing. Your sister is very young. Is not she? Just tell me if you need anything at any time. Department Head Hyun, a man who would rather die than go to work, now proactively offered help to Henrik, which surprised him a little. Still, Henrik maintained a proper attitude and replied yes, thank you. In this reincarnation, he only just discovered his own shortcomings. Why did I let such good people distance themselves from me? After starting work, Henrik messaged Yusian. Good morning, Deputy Head Lee. Is your sister okay? Yes, she is fine, thank you for your concern. Did you receive the final design for the Othello poster? Yes, I received the unedited final version. Here's the file. I also told the printer to proceed with printing this version. This person was Kim Yusian, a member of Team 3 under Department Head Hyun. She was responsible for Henrik's entire schedule during his leave. So at this moment, Henrik wanted to take over that part of the work. He asked, did you get final approval from the team leader before sending it? Yusian then realized her mistake. Oh, I am sorry, I was so busy that day I forgot. I am truly sorry, sir. Henrik immediately replied, I will get supplementary approval from the team leader right away. Then, Henrik immediately went to the team leader's office. Good morning, team leader. I am here to ask for approval for the Othello poster. This person was team leader Jung Min Suk, who was transferred to the provincial office after a project failure. He had only returned to Seoul less than half a year ago. He was the most capable and fair among the team leaders, but also a cold and calculating man to the point where people thought he would not bleed even if stabbed. After hearing Henrik, he simply replied, send it via internal message. But Henrik continued, sir, the file has already been sent to the printer. I came to report and ask for supplementary approval. Team leader Jung looked up at him and asked, did Kim Yusian skip the approval step? Henrik did not shift the blame to her but directly took responsibility. Yes, it is my fault. I did not instruct her thoroughly. He did not reprimand but said, tell her to come see me right away. Understood, sir. Henrik took the order and quickly left the team leader's room. At the same time, outside, Yusian was extremely worried. Henrik walked over and called Yusian. She jumped. Deputy Head. Yusian anxiously said, I am truly sorry, it is all my fault. Seeing her like that, Henrik immediately comforted her. Yusian, you did a great job editing the poster. His words made Yusian confused. Thank you for handling everything while I was away. Thanks to you, I could rest assured taking care of my sister, so do not put too much pressure on yourself for that mistake. His encouragement made Yusian want to cry even more. She pressed her lips together to hold back tears. And then she said, thank you, I will try even harder from now on. And at this very moment, the scene just like in the car with Young Do earlier repeated before Henrik's eyes. A red thread reappeared and wrapped around both their hands. He asked a similar question to Yusian. What is wrong with your hand? My hand. But Yusian did not see the thread. After this incident, Henrik finally realized. After reassuring Yusian, Henrik reminded her about team leader Young. Anyway, the team leader is looking for you, about the Othello poster. Yes. Before leaving, he also added, Yusian, next time, remember not to let this mistake happen again. Don't blame yourself too much. The poster you handled was fine. I have also gotten supplementary approval. It is understandable to have some oversight when taking on the schedule for the first time, but do not say that in front of the team leader. Okay, just apologize and say you will be more careful next time. Got it. Each time Han-Rok said something, the red thread thickened a little more. Han-Rok also noticed this. The thread changed. After that, Han-Rok reminded Yusian to leave quickly. You go. When you are done, let us go for coffee. Okay, Yusian immediately replied, yes, this time it is on me. Han-Rok refused. No need. That is a senior's responsibility. Even though he said that, Yusian still insisted, no, this time I really want to treat you. Yusian smiled and expressed, honestly, Deputy Head, I am very grateful to you today. After she left, Han-Rok returned to his seat, but his thoughts still revolved around the thread. The thread appeared again when she thanked me. And when she said it a second time, the color of the thread was even darker. Han-Rok wondered, does the color of the thread gradually darken depending on the level of gratitude someone feels? And what does the thickness mean? Why are these threads appearing? Why Young Do? Why Yusian? No matter how he thought about it, he could not find an explanation, so he decided to put it aside for now. Alright, I need to focus on work first. At the same time, Yusian had entered Team Leader Young's office. He coldly said, Kim Yusian, sit down. As soon as she sat down, Team Leader Young went straight to the point. You sent the prince without getting approval. Yusian said exactly what Han-Rok had told her. Immediately admitting her mistake, yes, I am truly sorry. I will be more careful next time, sir. And it actually worked. Team Leader Young did not scold her. He only instructed, good. From now on, all printed materials must go through me. That is enough, no need for further reprimand. Was Deputy Head Lee distracted to the point where he could not hand over the work properly? Because she had a good impression of Han-Rok, Yusian answered quite smoothly, oh, he left quite in a hurry. However, Team Leader Young took this opportunity to probe Yusian. Even so, he should have finished this task. So, after all, this is Deputy Head Lee's fault. I heard he argued with Department Head Go about his leave. Yusian immediately spoke up to defend him. No, actually, it was not really an argument, just a slight misunderstanding, sir. He probably was not in the right mind to deal with this kind of thing. Team Leader Young still asked, with Team Leader Go. Yusian continued to answer, yes, it seems they could not agree on the day off. The three words could not agree caught his attention. Deputy Head Lee's leave was approved by me personally. Yusian realized she had spoken out of turn. She could only tell the truth. It is because, despite her fear, Yusian made up her mind. Han-Rok had been kind to her, so she wanted to help him a little. Then Yusian expressed, I think Team Leader Go had an unexpected urgent matter, so he requested leave suddenly. Team Leader Young's eyebrows furrowed slightly upon hearing this. Is that so? Was it very important? She immediately continued, yes, I am not too sure, but... He only listened that far and asked her to leave. Alright, you can go now. At the same time, outside the office, everyone was looking in one direction. A figure slowly walked towards Department Head Go. Department Head. Han-Rok walked over. The group chat messages immediately started popping up. Department Head Go has really gone too far this time. His sister is sick, too bad for Deputy Head Lee. Why does Department Head Go hate him so much? And maybe Department Head Go did not know. Deputy Head Lee must be very sad. Han-Rok in this life feared no one. He stood in front of Department Head Go with an annoyed expression. The group chat was still buzzing. Alright, back to work. What was that just now? Seriously, that is too much. At least Department Head Go should apologize. Department Head Go is not an easy person to deal with, but that is really going too far. Honestly, Deputy Head Lee is also a very resilient person. At this moment, Han Rok suddenly slammed his hand on the table and questioned Department Head Go. Don't you have anything to say to me? Department Head Go frowned and asked back, what do you want me to say? Han Rok, without hesitation, demanded, apologize to me. Right now. He frowned in surprise. Department Head Lee, what did you just say? Han Rok decisively replied immediately. I said you should apologize to me right now. Even though he had said that, the department head stubbornly refused to admit his mistake. Why should I apologize? But now Han Rok was different. He strongly expressed his opinion. Because of you, I almost did not make it to the hospital in time. If I had been a little later, my sister's life might have been in danger. He was at a loss for words but still tried to argue. But you made it in time in the end, did not you? Their argument echoed throughout the office. So what if I did not make it? Deputy Head Lee, what tone are you using? Are you saying my sister's illness is my fault? If I had not insisted on going, you would not have allowed me to go either. The fact that I almost did not make it to the hospital is, of course, your fault. Everyone held their breath, listening. No one dared to move. The old department head still could not argue back, his face covered in sweat, thinking, what the heck is wrong with this guy today? Is he trying to cause trouble and quit today? Or is he planning to do this and still wants to continue working here? At this moment, he suddenly glanced at the office next door, his expression darkening even further. He inside must have heard everything, but he still won't show his face. Team Leader O is on a business trip abroad. Well, I guess I will just apologize and get it over with. Thinking it over and realizing no one could help him, he could only grit his teeth, bow his head, and admit his mistake. Alright, I apologize. While you were away, I had Deputy Head you handle your work. How was I supposed to know? You always said your sister was sick. His apology did not make Henrik feel better. It even made him more annoyed. Department Head Go. Watch your words. I requested leave according to procedure, but you arbitrarily changed the schedule. He trembled with anger and roared, what? Just then, Department Head Hyun, who knew about the situation, rushed over, while the other two were still arguing. The problem is not that my sister is frequently sick, but that you intentionally did not let me take leave. Hey, Lee Henrik, have not you said enough? Department Head Hyun quickly stopped Henrik. Deputy Head Lee stop, but he refused. No, I am not done yet. With that, Henrik continued to question Department Head Go. Don't arbitrarily bypass the leave request procedure. Do not impose orders just because I am a subordinate. And do not treat this as a small matter. Things seem to have gotten out of control. Team Leader Young stepped in. He walked over and loudly reminded them, hey, that is enough. What do you two think you are doing in an office? Seeing him arrive, Department Head Go quickly stood up. Team Leader Young, I apologize. Deputy Head Lee lost his temper, so I was reprimanding him. I was a bit loud. I will be more careful. His twisting of the facts made Henrik even more annoyed. He was the one who lost his temper first. Yet, as soon as Team Leader Young appeared, he immediately changed his tone to reprimand his subordinate. What was truly terrifying about Department Head Go was not his shouting or harassment, but that cold, calculating demeanor. But this time, the team leader did not side with him. He frankly pointed out that shouting does not sound like a reprimand at all. His words stunned both of them. Then, Team Leader Young turned to Henrik and asked with concern, Deputy Head Lee, is your sister okay? Henrik was very confused. What is going on? Despite some confusion, Henrik maintained his composure and replied, yes, sir. Fortunately, I made it to the hospital in time. Team Leader Young immediately added, that is lucky. Henrik quickly returned the courtesy, thank you, Team Leader. Through this short conversation, Henrik also realized that the team leader was not the type of person to favor one side. After resolving the commotion, Team Leader Young looked over at the employees. Have you all seen enough? Everyone, get back to work. Even so, Henrik still felt strange. Team Leader Young is acting strangely today. The work of the entire office resumed. Team Leader, I just sent the report via message. Deputy Head Young, did you call the design department? Called already. Yusian, Director M called. And Henrik discovered that the situation had changed. Humiliated by him, Team Leader Go was furious but could do nothing. He could only vent his anger on the nearby trash can. Damn it, you bastard. Henrik returned to his seat and accidentally walked past Yusian. She was being called to handle work. Hey, Deputy Head you misspelled the email. He quickly moved aside. Sorry, oh yes. The two only brushed past each other for a moment, but perhaps after their brief conversation earlier, her goodwill towards him had increased significantly. Henrik felt the same way. In a flash, it was 7:30 p.m. But Henrik was still at the company. Seeing this, Department Head Hyun asked with concern, Deputy Head Lee, why are you still here? He politely replied, I have to send the final ticket design for the project today. He heard this and complained, oh my god, this company is going to kill us all. Don't push yourself too hard. You should go home. Go take care of your sister. Yes, sir. The truth was, the design was already complete. The problem was the approval process. There was nothing wrong with the expertise, but the team leader was currently on a business trip abroad. And the person with the authority to sign off in his place was Department Head Go, who was extremely annoyed after what happened earlier. Simply put, he would not sign anything until after work hours. What a petty person. If Henrik were in that team, he would probably be treated this way all the time. At this moment, Henrik suddenly looked at the thread on his hand. He then recalled the events of today. Connection, gratitude. These things were truly taking shape right before his eyes. In office politics, people say tune into the right person, meaning choosing the right side. Perhaps these threads are the tangible symbols of those relationships. Then, Henrik thought to himself, anyway, if it is past 9, I should probably head home. I will continue the fight tomorrow. Just then, Department Head Hyun also became aware of the situation. He walked over without hesitation and questioned, hey, Department Head Go, hurry up and sign the approval. Approval for what? Department Head Hyun heard this and roared even more angrily, approval for the Othello project. At this rate, it will be morning, Department Head Go asked back. Confused, why is Hyun suddenly shouting, I have not signed it because it needs revisions. But Department Head Hyun was a very rational person. He would never believe Department Head Go's flimsy excuse. Revisions for what? There is nothing wrong, so what are you revising? Sign it quickly and go home. Department Head Go still stubbornly argued further. Why is Department Head Hyun getting involved in this matter now? Department Head Hyun immediately replied, because you have not signed it, Yuseon has not been able to go home yet. This statement made Henrik realize that Yuseon had not left. She also quickly stood up and politely greeted, yes, good evening. She quickly walked towards the two department heads. Department Head Go also asked, puzzled, Yuseon, why have not you left yet? Department Head Hyun heard this and replied for her. Because she still has to submit the project today. Be careful, or they will sue you for child labor exploitation, Yuseon awkwardly interjected. I am 27 already. Department Head Hyun also had no intention of lingering. He quickly urged Department Head Go, come on, hurry up and finish it, faster, alright. Thanks to Department Head Hyun's intervention, the project was signed. He quickly announced, alright, everyone can go home now, hurry up. Henrik also turned off his computer and left. Henrik and Yuseon left the office. He said apologetically, I did not even know Yuseon had not left yet. I am sorry. If I had known earlier, I would have told you to go home. Yuseon smiled and replied, it is okay, sir. I am also a member of the project, so waiting is fine. Still, Henrik felt guilty. No need for that. I am the one primarily responsible. I feel bad, so next time, you should go first. Okay, oh yes sir. Very quickly, the elevator reached the first floor. Both said goodbye to each other. Thank you Yuseon for today. You helped me a lot. Oh, it was nothing, sir. Henrik tilted his head slightly and said, I will return the favor next time, and next time it will be my turn to help you. This statement greatly surprised Yuseon. I have never seen you side with anyone like that, Deputy Head Lee. He smiled and replied, it is tough sometimes. Yuseon's cheeks immediately flushed upon hearing this. Yes, sir. I am glad I am on Deputy Head Lee's side. The thread on Yuseon's hand darkened a little more. The scene shifts to the next day, at TK Entertainment. It is currently time for the monthly department-wide meeting. Department Head Go just said 3 words, the report. An employee immediately spoke up, yes, I have scheduled the release of SOX code. As soon as he finished speaking, he questioned, then why is not the poster out yet? Now it is too late to compete with Xmax's first week sales. Do you think you deserve your salary? How much money do you make? Do you work hard enough to deserve that money? A high school student would do better. After scolding that employee, he turned his attention to Henrik. That is enough, Lee Henrik. He quickly reported on his work. Feedback from the Othello Instagram event is very good. I think we can proceed with part 2 as planned. The in-app quiz event also went smoothly, and the conversion rate to actual buyers is very high. We have met our target. Despite doing very well, Department Head Go was still not satisfied. Do you think meeting the target is enough? You have to exceed it. Also, regarding CEO is an alien. It was at this moment, as he picked up his pen, that Henrik's fate changed. Now it begins. After coming back to life, Henrik had been waiting for this moment for a very long time. The biggest stain on his career. CEO is an Alien was a dark comedy starring Shin Ji-hoon, revolving around an employee named Jian Woo, who believes his company's CEO is an alien sent to destroy Earth. So he begins to torture him. The film was promoted by a marketing team as a comedy, led by Deputy Head Kwan, who recently resigned. CEO is an alien failed miserably. It became the worst stain on Henrik's career. The work was meant to satirize gloomy society while also having shocking elements, but it was marketed with a cheerful, light-hearted tone. Completely mismatched, and it ended with a string of terrible reviews and box office failure. Department Head Go angrily slammed the table. Just stick to the plan that Deputy Head Kwan made for CEO as an alien. Henrik still remembered everything. Everything came back clearly. The absurdity from 5 years ago. Still the same words. Department Head Go continued. The first promotional campaign has begun. The first teaser has been released. The viral campaign is done. The poster budget has been finalized. The department head also said there was nothing that needed changing. Only Henrik knew that even if team leader Jung was obsessed with performance, the team leader had only been promoted 3 months ago. In this situation, reversing the budget just for one project was a huge burden, but Henrik was determined to change that. He resolutely stood up. We can't do that. Team leader Go frowned and questioned, do you think the department head's words are a joke? Henrik had also tried talking to team leader Jung, but ultimately could not change his mind. After department head Go said that, the entire room fell silent. Henrik also realized at this moment that arguing with him was useless. The marketing campaign would not change anything. Therefore, he reluctantly replied, understood. We will continue with Deputy Head Kwan's marketing plan. He had promised himself that in this life, he would not live like a fool, and if that meant giving up a movie. Henrik continued, this time, I will do it right. That promise would come true. Time passed again. Monday 8:40 a.m., the monthly department-wide meeting. Henrik encountered department head Go right outside. Good morning. He was not happy at all, and directly ordered, all right, get to work. Department head Go, he probably thought everything between him and Henrik was over. But everything had just begun. This was Henrik's opportunity. Department head Go quickly announced, everyone, into the meeting room now. 5 years of working with team leader Jung, his personality, his work style, previous projects, Henrik had it all in his grasp. And he even thought he held a weapon that could conquer the director himself. Before entering, Henrik reassured himself. All right, this time, let us push the boundaries. The meeting began. Team leader Jung was the first to speak. Let us start with a general message from the director. Our film department has developed very quickly over the past 2 years. He said it is all thanks to everyone, and he asked me to convey his praise to all of you. He was the CEO of TK Entertainment, later promoted to Senior Executive Director, becoming one of the key figures in the TK Group, and also the head of TK Entertainment's film division. He was the one who brought Director Jung to Seoul. Just one word from him, anyone could be fired from the company, or could be called back after many years of being transferred to various provinces. The person with the greatest power in TK Entertainment's film sector. The project he had been preparing for 5 years, the Busan Film Festival, would start this year. If Henrik could achieve impressive results right from the start, things would proceed in a more positive direction. Team leader Jung continued, everyone knows we have signed a long-term contract with the studio, right? From now on, we will be receiving more content from WN. And the fan interaction events, previously handled by the cinema department, will now be transferred to us. Everyone knows how much effort we put in to win this. So I hope everyone pays closer attention from now on. The cinema department used to compete with the marketing department to organize CV. From now on, department head Hyun will be in charge of GV. He awkwardly accepted the order. Yes, sir. Director Jung had gained that right after only 3 months in his new position. End of announcements. Since we still have plenty of time, let us move on to the reports. Henrik knew that a person could persuade the director, a person who could turn around an entire project with just one word. Then, the employees stood up one by one to report on their work. Yes, our Team 3 is in charge of the animation project. Our team is. Team 5's release schedule is behind. Next, it was Department Head Go's turn. He awkwardly spoke up, the SX Code badges are in production, and the Instagram event is also underway. After listening, Team Leader Jung immediately questioned, badge production is delayed, so will it meet the AXMAX release schedule? Department Head Go quickly replied, yes, no problem. Badge production takes about 3 days. Even with extra shipping time, we will still meet the deadline. Hearing him say that, only Henrik knew he was lying. Just creating the badge mold would take at least a week. He would definitely pressure Deputy Head Yu to put pressure on the subcontractor after this. Team Leader Jung also disliked delays. He sternly reminded Department Head Go. Since you said that, you understand what will happen if you miss the deadline, right? After reminding department head Go, he continued, moving on to the next section. Oh right, CEO is an alien will proceed as per the deputy head's proposal. Deputy head Lee Henrik reviewed it after taking over the project. He said there would be no problems. That concludes the reports. Does anyone want to speak? He had said everything that needed to be said. Now was the time for employees to offer their opinions, but no one spoke up. Seeing this, team leader Jung immediately said, then let us conclude here. But just then, a hand was raised. I have something to say. All eyes immediately turned in that direction. None other than Henrik. He spoke up, it is about CEO as an alien. Seeing him raise his hand, department head Go frowned and quietly asked, Deputy head Lee, why are you talking about that here? You can talk to me after the meeting. But team leader Jung did not care about that. He gave Henrik the opportunity. Speak, Henrik. Then, he added, department meetings are a place where employees can speak directly to their superiors. Receiving approval from his superior, Henrik quickly presented his idea. I believe we need to reconsider the marketing strategy for the film CEO is an alien. Please look at the screen. This is our initial marketing plan. It looks like a lighthearted comedy, does not it? That film tone will also be maintained for the second round of promotion. However, CEO as an alien is actually a film like this. We changed the torture scene to get a PG-12 rating, but the content is still quite brutal. Team leader Jung also acknowledged, watching the video is even more disturbing than reading the description. Henrik continued, and this is the latter half of the film. The last 30 minutes are about capitalism and social alienation. From the beginning, this was never a comedy. It was a social critique, only borrowing elements of humor to highlight the theme. However, the current marketing strategy is positioning it as a comedy. Audiences might think we are misrepresenting the film. Team leader Jung, upon hearing this, immediately questioned, why did Deputy Head Kwan do that? Henrik, without hesitation, replied, perhaps he thought that a film with a social critique would not sell. So he packaged it as a comedy to attract audiences to the cinema. But that will only backfire. Team leader Jung continued to ask, so what are you suggesting? Henrik immediately added, we need to change our marketing approach. He denied it. The budget has been approved, and the first promotional phase has already launched. Even so, Henrik remained calm, because he knew there were 5 stages in marketing. Attract attention, gain affection, drive purchase behavior, create memorable experiences, build loyalty. Loyalty is what keeps customers. Everyone has done well in the initial stage. Attracting attention, but attention alone is not enough. What is important is the viewer's heart. To move director Jung, who had returned to work after his son's accident, Henrik needed to touch his heart. Henrik chose the most difficult path, using the first law of marketing, stimulating personal memories. Therefore, Henrik immediately responded to the team leader's question. If we continue like this, CEO as an alien will follow in the footsteps of the Labyrinth of Fairy Tales. The Labyrinth of Fairy Tales, the film I was once in charge of, team leader Jung frowned and asked. You mean this film will meet the same fate? He had been in Seoul for 3 months and was only focused on results. There was only one way to move such a person, and that was shock therapy. Henrik did not beat around the bush. He aimed directly at the core. I mean, it will flop. His words shocked everyone completely. Team leader Jung was not pleased. He uncomfortably questioned, why suddenly bring up that film? It was known that The Labyrinth of Fairy Tales was a Hollywood film, TK's first project to enter the American market. Because of that, Henrik did not hesitate to directly address the issue. You were also involved in that project, were not you, so you know clearly that misrepresenting a violent film will only lead to negative consequences and backfire. A film about fascism and war, even featuring a monster with no eyes. But just because there was a little girl, the marketing department branded it as a fantasy film for children. The producers did not care. They just wanted to get it done quickly. Of course, it became a flop in Korea. Parents took their children to watch it, thinking it was an animated film, but instead had to witness gruesome monsters and war traumas. Complaints poured in, and all the department heads involved in the project were demoted, including team leader Jung. And now, Henrik had just mentioned that very film, a name considered taboo in the film industry. After hearing Henrik's explanation, team leader Jung's expression remained unchanged. But then he spoke up again, you truly prepared thoroughly. Deputy head Lee has a point. Yu Seon was also very surprised by this attitude. Why is not he angry? Furthermore, team leader Jung praised him. Well done, Lee. You are very impressive. Team leader Jung's praise implied that he was not yet on his level to challenge him. After that, he immediately stood up and announced, today ends here. Everyone dismissed. The team leader praised Henrik and ended the meeting. What more could a deputy head say after that? He controlled the entire room perfectly, and did not even glance at Henrik once. But there was one thing no one else in the room knew except him. After everyone had left, Henrik stayed behind and expressed his wishes to team leader Jung. What, is there something else? Having prepared very thoroughly, Henrik did not want to miss this opportunity. He immediately said, "Yes, sir, I still have something to say." Team leader Jung frowned and asked, "What is it?" Knowing exactly where to aim, Henrik asked, "Have you seen that movie, sir?" He heard that and frowned unhappily, replying, "No, there is no reason to watch it." His method was to hit him where it hurt without making him angry. After asking, Henrik bowed and apologized. "Understood. Sorry for bringing that up. Now is the time to retreat." As soon as Henrik went outside, he ran into department head Go. He angrily grabbed Henrik's collar and questioned him. "Hey, Lee Henrik, are you making fun of us? How dare you behave like that in front of the team leader? You did that on purpose, did not you?" "I did not." "Don't lie, you clearly did it on purpose, you bastard. Follow me into the meeting room." The two went into a private room. Department head Go continued to yell at Henrik, "Deputy head Lee, you think you are the best, do not you? But what good is being good at your job when no one in the company can stand you? Even Deputy head Kim said he can't work with you anymore." Department head Go's nonsense did not register with Henrik. Only one thing was on his mind. The confrontation with team leader Jung a few minutes ago, what consequences would it entail? Perhaps he will need about an hour to make a decision. And an hour passed. Department head Go was still scolding Henrik. "With that attitude, how do you expect to live in real life? It is only because I am holding back." In another company though. Just then, Department head Hyun opened the door and called out, "Deputy head Lee." Seeing him, Department head Go immediately said, "Department head Hyun, I am trying to give him some advice." "Advice about what? Clearly, you are just picking on him again. Mind your own team's business, Hyun." "Alright, but the team leader is calling for Deputy head Lee." This made Department head Go unable to boast anymore. He quickly asked, "What did he say, or wait until we finish talking?" Department head Hyun immediately replied, "He said it is very urgent. He told me to bring Lee over right away. He also said if Department head Go tried any more tricks, I should tell you not to waste any more work time." Henrik also knew this was because of CEO as an alien. After being rescued, Henrik went out. Henrik went straight to the team leader's office. He politely greeted, "Good morning, sir." Group chat messages started popping up. Deputy head Lee is probably being rejected again. Even he can't stand up to the team leader. The team leader's face looks terrible. Please let this be over before lunch. After he entered the room, the team leader did not speak immediately but looked at him for a moment. Then, he offered a satisfied smile and said, "Not bad, Lee Henrik. This time you were right. I have watched the film. You are right, Deputy head Kwan's marketing plan is indeed trash. So, how do you plan to fix it with the least budget?" Henrik quickly asked again, "Are you planning to change the marketing plan, sir?" Team leader Jung did not agree immediately. He replied, "I will decide after hearing your idea." Henrik heard that, and did not hesitate for another second. "Then I will present it now." Team leader Jung and Henrik returned to the meeting room. At this moment, Henrik realized that all those threads reaching out everywhere were the people trying to build relationships with team leader Jung. Team leader Jung then received a call from CFO Jung Won-woo, and the line heading towards team leader Jung was from the CFO. He spoke up, "You president." But Henrik replied, "I will start right after you take the call." He hung up without hesitation and said, "It is fine, just continue." And so, the red thread was cut in two. As if chopping bamboo before Henrik's eyes, that relationship was severed without hesitation, and fell to the ground like a headless corpse. Countless severed threads lay scattered at the team leader's feet, and he too could become one of them. If Henrik's plan had even a slight flaw, he would eliminate him, just like last time. A cut thread meant no longer being valued by the team leader. This was a turning point. Would Henrik gain his trust or not? But Henrik felt no anxiety at all, because he completely trusted his plan. Then, Henrik quickly opened his computer and presented his idea. "Please look at the screen." After a moment, team leader Jung finally grasped the content of Henrik's idea. He asked again, "So, you want to keep the second promotional segment, but add a new scene to the trailer? Just 5 seconds. Yes, just one single shot. A way to revise the promotional segment without spending much." The team leader also acknowledged, "If it is just one scene, it won't cost much." "So what is the scene?" Henrik continued, "This scene, Gun-woo lying on the street with rain falling." His idea was to add a simple, inexpensive image without discarding the old promotional segment. The team leader pursued further, "That scene is only 2 seconds. You want to stretch it to 5 seconds?" He immediately replied, "Yes, in black and white." The promotional segment has a cheerful tone, then this scene suddenly appears for 5 seconds. Everyone will realize this film is not just a simple, light-hearted comedy. The trailer's tone changes abruptly, that will create a viral effect. Team leader Jung now acknowledged, it could even spread more strongly if the trailer had a dark tone from the beginning. Henrik continued, that is right, it will spark curiosity not only in film forums, but also in general online communities. The strongest form of marketing, word of mouth, something marketers always struggle with because it cannot be generated by conventional techniques. All thanks to just one added scene. Henrik was not finished yet. He continued, and after the marketing campaign is complete, I propose changing the main poster as well. With this, Henrik designed it himself. It will provoke curiosity. What is this scene? What kind of movie is this? People won't resist and will have to go watch it. People look at the poster, feel curious, then decide to watch the movie. Team leader Jung called him back. Lee Henrik. Henrik walked over confused. This time, team leader Jung praised him. You did very well in this matter. Keep up the good work. I will be watching. There was a black thread on team leader Jung's wrist. Henrik was extremely curious. Could that thread symbolize ambition? Still, he politely replied, understood. And he had a premonition that it was a sign that he believed he could fully exploit Henrik's abilities. After talking to the team leader, Henrik returned to his room and continued working. Team leader Jung silently evaluated him, turning mistakes into opportunities. Well done, Lee Henrik. You did not do badly at all this time. At this moment, Department Head Hyun suddenly walked over and asked, Deputy Head Lee, I heard Deputy Head Yuseon came by yesterday. I heard you gave her some very good advice then. Thank you. Henrik shyly scratched his head. Oh, it was nothing, sir. At that time, the team leader called Yuseon. So. Actually, I should have informed the department head beforehand, but I was caught up in the alien matter, so Henrik forgot. Even so, he still expressed gratitude towards him. Please keep an eye on Yuseon for me, Deputy Head Lee. I hope you will continue to help me like this in the future. Henrik immediately replied, of course, it is a small matter. Then he added, Yuseon admires you very much. Whenever she is free, she watches the marketing segments you make. In a situation where someone overly concerned with hierarchy might get angry, no matter what, he was clearly showing his appreciation for Henrik looking out for Yuseon for him. Department Head Hyun placed a bottle of water on the table. Anyway, Deputy Head Lee, thank you for everything over the past while. Does this count as a bribe? With that, he left. Henrik did not know that Department Head Hyun's most potent weapon was this kind of friendliness. Now he was about to retire. There was a time when he even quit because of something related to the film festival, but Henrik knew Hyun's potential well. And above all, he was truly a good person. If one day Henrik had to switch teams, he wanted to be on the same team as him. If the opportunity came, Henrik would definitely seize it, at all costs. After a brief conversation with Department Head Hyun, Henrik continued working. He received another phone call. Hello, this is Lee Henrik, Deputy Head of TK Entertainment. Oh yes, hello Deputy Head. The other end of the line continued, I am calling to discuss revising the trailer for the film CEO is an Alien. This is Director Joe from Yoon Production, the unit responsible for creating trailers. For TK. Henrik politely replied, revising the trailer, as you know, it is almost post-production. I do not know if we will meet the submission deadline. After Henrik said that, the other end of the line suddenly fell silent. A moment later, Director Joe spoke up again, I am sorry. He was about to say something but was interrupted by Henrik. You mean inserting it like a program, that is a great idea. Director Joe asked again, you are the one who proposed this change, are not you, Deputy Head? Henrik did not deny it. Yes. The director immediately added, I guess correctly. Actually, the previous trailer did not quite fit the film. You might be a bit demanding, but your artistic eye is very sharp. 2 hours after the call ended, the quotation for the new marketing plan arrived. Henrik quickly took it to Department Head Go. This is the revised marketing plan and quotation for CEO is an Alien. It is estimated to be much cheaper than Henrik thought. This would erase the bad reputation of failure due to marketing, but something still made him feel it was not enough. This kind of film needed a truly suitable marketing plan. Just as Department Head Go was reviewing the plan and preparing to question him, Hey, Henrik, this. Suddenly footsteps echoed. Team leader Jung walked over and ordered, Department Head Go, Lee Henrik, into my office. After both followed him into the room, Team leader Jung seriously suggested, present the budget plan for CEO as an Alien in front of me. Henrik was fine, but Department Head Go's attitude changed. Then Henrik quickly presented the plan. The target audience for this marketing plan are film lovers who are active online. The method is to activate virality within film communities. Team leader Jung listened and continued to ask, understood. What is the preliminary estimate of the profit? Henrik immediately replied, since this is a sci-fi film with social criticism, word of mouth can spread widely, but it is difficult to achieve large box office revenue. However, instead of profit, our goal is to gain critical acclaim and win awards. Receiving the answer, team leader Jung said, alright, we will discuss that part after evaluating the reactions. For now, just proceed with this plan. The person who had been silent until now was finally mentioned by the team leader. Department head Go. He was startled and quickly replied, team leader, does not this make you feel anything? He seriously questioned, I personally feel responsible. I would have used a trashy marketing plan just to avoid adjusting the budget, but Lee Henrik offered a suitable alternative. Department head Go immediately bowed and admitted his mistake. I apologize. Even so, team leader Jung had no intention of reprimanding him. No need to apologize. I was the one who said not to change the plan. This is my fault. Lee Henrik did well. So please help him and complete this project properly. It seemed he knew that department head Go's resentment towards Henrik was not small, but this was an order, and he could do nothing. Furthermore, team leader Jung said he would be watching. Henrik himself had to admit, he is truly terrifying. With just one sentence, I will be watching, he completely subdued department head Go and made him obedient. Department head Go did not dare to resist and calmly replied, yes, I will keep that in mind. I will support the deputy head. Just 3 months after taking office, he had completely controlled the department head. After dealing with department head Go, the team leader asked again, so, Lee Henrik, what about the budget? Henrik immediately took out a stack of documents and said, I have brought the estimated budget. Poster, trailer, and everything combined is 2.3 million won. He was a little surprised. Even lower than I thought. Henrik, anticipating this, replied, yes, we saved quite a lot during trailer production. Team leader Jung took the documents. He suddenly fell silent for a moment, then spoke up again, Lee Henrik, do you really think I only expected this much when I told you to do well? Henrik asked back doubtfully, I am not sure what you mean, sir. He suddenly smiled and said, you are slow to understand. Isn't there anything else you want to do with CO as an alien? Just try it. His words greatly surprised Henrik. Of course, there were things he wanted to do. A perfect marketing plan for CO as an alien. Henrik immediately stood up. Yes, sir, I want to organize a GV for CO as an alien. Team leader Jung immediately questioned, GV, that director is not even famous. Henrik immediately denied, but the film is good, it will help build a loyal fanbase and create a viral effect. For this type of film, a GV is the perfect choice. After hearing his presentation, team leader Jung seriously considered, a GV for CO as an alien. That would be our department's first GV. If it fails, everything could be shifted back to the cinema department. Are you sure you can do it? Henrik was not only unafraid but even offered a confident smile. Then replied, yes, sir. I am completely sure. Thanks to that attitude, the team leader placed his trust in him. Alright, go ahead. Then Henrik asked for more, but it can't just be an ordinary GV. I want it to be a little special, alright, sir. Team leader Jung did not refuse. Just present your plan to me. Thank you, sir. So, about the budget. He immediately replied, going a little over is fine. There is a separate budget for GVs. Just use from that. Finally, it was time to test Henrik's plan. A strange, unique program he had envisioned for years. It could even become a secret weapon for TK's marketing division. Moreover, he also had team leader Jung, who was almost on the same wavelength. He suggested something different. Let us try it. If it succeeds, we will apply it to other films too. And this start was quite good for Henrik. But the team leader also reminded him, organizing a GV, you will find it difficult to manage alone. You will need support, right? His words brought a not-so-pleasant thought to Henrik's mind. Don't tell me he is hinting at me working with department head Go. Fortunately, team leader Jung also realized, but department head Go has never done a GV before. He probably can't help much. And GVs are under the management of Team 3. If it was Team 3, they were probably people very familiar to Henrik. Indeed, team leader Jung suggested, work with department head Hyun. Department head Go reacted immediately upon hearing this. But sir, CO as an alien is our project, team leader Jung calmly asked back, department head Hyun is in charge of GVs. Is not he? Department head Hyun also did marketing with even ministry-level officials. This justification left department head Go speechless. He trembled with anger but could do nothing. After leaving the team leader's office, he sullenly handed the work over to Henrik. This is the GV. Do it well, Deputy Head Lee. This will definitely be very smooth. Henrik politely replied, yes, I will do my best. Then he asked again, this is your first time working with a director, right? It is not as easy as you think. Let us see how good you are. A moment later, Henrik proactively contacted the director. Hello, director. This is Lee Henrik, Deputy Head of TK. Long time no see. The other end of the line immediately replied, oh yes, Deputy Head. What can I do for you? He quickly added, I am calling to ask for your help with something related to marketing. This disheveled person was Director Jang. He seriously asked, what is it? Henrik immediately replied, we plan to hold a GV in the second week of CO as an alien. We would be very honored if you would participate. Director Jang heard this and surprisingly refused. I am sorry, Deputy Head Lee, I won't be participating. The call with Director Jang ended in failure. He repeatedly stated that a director speaks through his films and refused the GV. Department Head Go knew Director Jang's personality and just kept saying to wait, but there was no way to persuade him. He would not even listen. Just as Henrik was in trouble, Department Head Hyun and Yuseon appeared and suggested, Deputy Head Lee, let us discuss the GV. After stepping aside to talk privately, Department Head Hyun looked dejected and questioned, why did you drag me into this GV business? You are making me tired. The director said we should not dream of going home early today. I have dinner plans with my son tonight. Are you going to do that to me too, Lee? Henrik awkwardly apologized. Despite complaining, Department Head Hyun had no intention of shirking responsibility. Alright, anyway, working with you is better than doing it alone. Then, all three began to develop the plan. So, a GV with the director, right? Yes, a GV where we hear directly from the director, not a critic. To hear about the film not through someone else's perspective, but directly from the director, in the form of a presentation. Department Head Hyun also did not deny it. That is a good idea, but the problem is Director Jang hates that kind of thing. Henrik did not understand and asked again, what kind of thing, sir? He immediately replied, explaining his work like that. He does not want to say anything beyond what is already expressed in the film. Deputy Head Lee, I might not be able to fully persuade him, but I will try to open a little. Can you continue from there? Time flew by to 3:30 p.m. Department Head Hyun came to find Deputy Head Lee again. He smiled and announced, Director Jang said he will talk to you at 4 o'clock. Henrik was extremely surprised. Department Head Hyun, how did you do that? He honestly said I made him an offer he could not refuse. Henrik curiously asked, what offer, sir? Department Head Hyun replied, I told him I would pay him properly. A common understanding of human character, plus a bit of cunning charm that no one could dislike. His generosity also had a reason. The team leader said going a little over budget is fine, right, so I stayed within the highest talent fee, 5 million won. It was true that only Department Head Hyun could do it, and that was something Henrik absolutely could not do. 30 minutes later, as announced, Henrik proactively contacted the director again. Hello, Director Jang, this is Lee Henrik. Hello, Deputy Head. I heard you wanted to say something. I wanted to ask if you could reconsider the GV we discussed earlier. Alright, first, let me hear you out. Thank you, sir. The GV truly needs your participation. Not a critic, not an actor, just yourself. Just me, then no one will come. Henrik immediately reassured him, no, they will. Everyone will prefer to hear from you more than anyone else. Director Jang seemed to have a bit of an inferiority complex. I do not know, I am not famous at all. Still, Henrik continued to ask, it does not matter. Those who love CO as an alien, those who want to hear about the film, want to hear your insights. Of course they will come. Because this is a good film. Henrik's concluding remark left Director Jang utterly astonished. After that, he no longer refused but asked, so what should I say? Having seemingly won, Henrik happily replied, actually, anything is fine, but personally, I want to hear what you want to say most. That is also what the audience wants, your story, director. The good news Henrik brought did not make Department Head go happy at all. He even felt jealous. Lee Henrik, what is he up to? Why is everything going so smoothly? That same director, whom I asked for an interview many times and was always rejected, now agrees to a GV with him. I can't let this slide. Next, he assigned work to you. Deputy Head you handle our family? And as expected, Henrik also got a share. Deputy Head Lee, you are in charge of the web release for 3 days. He secretly thought that if Department Head O returned, Henrik would not be able to lift his head anymore. That is why he decided to assign the 3-day debut film of an elderly director with a super low budget to him. Receiving the documents, Henrik was startled. The test screenings were terrible, the theatrical release was cancelled, a sure failure. But in the future, it would become one of the most famous films. In Korea, a failed release, then 5 years later, it becomes popular again. 3 days in that way, it could be similar to CEO as an Alien. But the difference was how it was rediscovered by audiences. It resurfaced after being mentioned by a foreign director. Korean films are recently getting a lot of attention, but there is still a long way to go. I like The Tree and a few other films, and one more. My Korean friend translated it for me. The best Korean film is 3 Days. The person who could change the fate of an entire film was Rodriguez, a famous B-movie director in Hollywood. With just one comment from him, all eyes turned to 3 Days. The main actor became a star, the film was rescreened and surpassed 5 million views, while the director, as if a different person, disappeared. Then this announcement appeared: cinema was my dream, and I hurt my family because of it. Now I hate cinema. Please never talk about my films again. He requested no contact due to depression. That is how the director of 3 Days disappeared from the world. But that was 2027. Now it is 2022. No one cared about a film that would one day become the most famous. And director Yoon did not answer the phone, but 30 minutes later, a message was sent. "I am sorry, I will call you at 2 p.m. tomorrow." This strange behavior made Henrik suspicious. What happened to him? The scene shifts to the next day. Henrik was discussing work with Yuseon. Deputy Head Lee, the feedback is better than expected. Audiences are flocking to search for the keyword CEO as an alien. The film quickly climbed to hot search. Henrik thought it would be popular in film communities. That was the initial goal of the whole team. But less than an hour after the trailer was posted, it spread to general forums. The film's introduction with legendary reactions on film forums that only meant one thing. At the same time, team leader Young also came over and asked, "Kim Yuseon, you made it viral, did not you?" She quickly replied, "Yes." Then he asked again, "How many YouTube views did the trailer get an hour after posting?" Yuseon awkwardly replied, "Around 10,000. He thought for a moment and then added, "This one got 5,000 in just 20 minutes. Henrik, you might set a record. Currently, CEO as an Alien is breaking records for Korean sci-fi films." Then team leader Young turned to Henrik. 2 more weeks until release, right? What is the break-even point? 800,000 viewers. That is just the target number. At this rate, it will definitely reach 2 million. He was extremely satisfied with this result. "Lee Henrik, you truly did not disappoint me." After that statement, Henrik realized that the thicker the thread, the greater the trust. And the color of this thread could be related to emotion. Therefore, Henrik confidently said, "Just wait, sir. When the GV happens, the reaction will explode." Even so, team leader Young did not forget to ask him a difficult question. "Quite confident, are not you? What if it?" Henrik resolutely replied, "Because I have already got a plan, that won't happen." His attitude pleased team leader Young. This arrogance is truly unbelievable. That also meant the thread on the team leader's hand darkened a bit more. Now Henrik understood team leader Young. He hated flattery but liked it when capable people showed a little arrogance. Then he immediately replied, "I will take that as a compliment." Team leader Young had now turned to leave, but before leaving, he did not forget to add one more sentence. "Anyway, if this film fails after all this, be prepared." As rumored, team leader Young was indeed at Sundara. The scene shifts to a Pyongyang-style cold noodle restaurant near the company, so delicious that you could not even squeeze in during lunchtime. As soon as he entered the restaurant, the owner uncle came over. "Oh, Deputy Head Lee, usually, you eat noodles alone here, but today Henrik took the time to eat with Department Head Hyun and Yuseon. I brought a special guest, did not I?" The owner did not deny it. "That is right, today we have the hottest star in the company here, haha." The entire Team 4 was looking at them with sparkling eyes. "And this will certainly continue until the box office results are in." She continued to ask the department head, "Is CEO as an Alien about to be released? And you are also preparing a GV, are not you, for when it is released?" After a while, the conversation finally ended, and the owner brought out 3 delicious bowls of noodles. In the meantime, Department Head Hyun had time to ask Henrik, "Deputy Head, are you starting another film? Which one? 3 Days. Oh, 3 Days. That director is very good, I heard he is easy to work with." "Do you know Director Yoon, sir?" Department Head Hyun smiled and replied, "Of course." Henrik then took the opportunity to ask more about him. "What kind of person is he?" Department Head Hyun was a kind person, so he did not hesitate to reveal to him, "A bit old, probably in his 50s. He retired, and this is his first film since then." This detail stunned Henrik. Damn it. A man over 50 years old, his first film after retirement, and it did not even get a theatrical release. A father who borrowed money to pursue his dream of being a director, but instead of profit, the film left. That picture led to Director Yoon's severe depression. Department head Hyun sighed suddenly at this point. I heard his youngest child just got into university. If the film had been released in theaters, he could have at least earned something. But the production side promised and then cut it. I hope 3 days will succeed. Yoon also spoke up at this moment. It will, right, Deputy Head Lee? Hanrik replied without hesitation, of course. And as scheduled, at 2 p.m., Director Yoon contacted him directly. Deputy Head Lee Hanrik, right? The director's voice over the phone sounded very normal. Hello, this is Lee Hanrik, TK Entertainment's film marketing department. Not the voice of a stubborn artist, nor a helpless father, just the voice of an ordinary father around us. The sound of a payment from a food delivery app said it all. Moreover, his way of speaking was also very polite. Yes, I am Yoon Woo-jin. I apologize for bothering you while you are busy. So what was this about? Far from the image of a smoking artist in a trendy cafe, this was a real-life film director. Because of that, Hanrik did not want to miss this person. He replied, oh, it is just that 3 days is about to be released online. Yes, I know. So I need to come up with a marketing plan. I am wondering if you could arrange a meeting between us. Director Jun agreed without hesitation. Yes, anytime. Just let me know when it is convenient, and I will come to meet you. An overly humble gesture from the director. He hesitated. No, I will come to the office. As for the time, I will have to rely on you, Deputy Head Lee. Even if it is just a web release. A retired father in his 50s heard his newly mustered courage slowly fade away. Hanrik did not want that to happen. So he reassured Director Jun, Director, do not worry. I think you will love cinema more than ever. He was determined to make this film a work that would go down in history, no matter what. After talking to Director Jun, Hanrik went to the team leader. Team leader, I have something to say. He asked again, what is it? Seeing his frowning expression, Hanrik joked, I am not going to quit or anything. Just sit down first. After sitting down, Hanrik initially got to the main point. I have a project I would like to propose. I want to re-release a collection of masterpiece films in about 3 months. Team leader Jung was slightly surprised. 3 months, that is a bit rushed. How will you manage the cinema? Hanrik immediately denied, I am not planning anything big. I just want to screen them at Film House. I have already asked the cinema department about the schedule. The marketing department's special privilege was re-releasing films. The ability to revive a dead film, like Hwatuo reviving the dead. TK Film House, a place that only screens masterpieces. It is a shame that the number of screenings is limited, but this is the only place that can accept online released films. Even if it only starts in one cinema, if the film attracts the right audience, and those people start spreading the word that it is good. If that changes, then 3 days could have a future. And that is the job of a marketer. Team leader Jung had no intention of rejecting his idea and asked, so you are proposing a film for Film House, what is the idea? Hanrik replied, Film and Life. Team leader Jung was not very keen on this idea. Film and life, that theme is too broad. But still, Hanrik firmly asserted, that is why films that depict perspectives from childhood, youth, adulthood, and old age. The team leader interrupted and asked, what is the slogan? Hanrik immediately raised 4 fingers. 1,000 lives, your story. The team leader seemed to have understood his meaning. So if someone watches the entire series, it is like they have lived 4 lives, exactly. This idea seemed to quite appeal to team leader Jung. He praised, not bad. And once again, team leader Jung's thread turned yellow. This color usually means interest. But he would not answer immediately. And as he predicted, after a moment of thought, the team leader spoke up again, Lee Hanrik, this won't do. Hanrik heard that and immediately stood up and questioned, is it because of the budget? Sir, it might not bring large profits, but it will enhance Film House's reputation. The team leader denied, no, everything is fine. The problem is you. Hanrik was extremely surprised. Do you have a problem with me, sir? Team leader Jung immediately continued, that is exactly it. You are doing too well. I heard from department head Hyun that you wanted the GV to be just a lecture by the director. That is a really good idea. The team leader's words made Hanrik even more confused. So what is the problem? The team leader stood up and walked towards the window, looking into the distance. Commercialize it. There has never been a GV by Kang Young-sik. We will be the first to organize one. It will elevate TK's brand value, and if we only select films of artistic merit from our film library, it will help cleanse the company's image as a sweet factory. This is a win for the audience, for us, and for the company. We will have full control over the GV segment. Just then, he suddenly changed the subject and asked, how long have you been promoted? 1 year. It won't be immediate, But if this project succeeds, I will let you lead your own team. It starts with the GV of CO as an alien. That is where we need to focus all our efforts. You can't manage both the GV and the films alone. After hearing his analysis, Henrik silently acknowledged, honestly, Team Leader Jung is right. But if it were when he first wanted to be a deputy head, it would be different. But now he was in his 9th year as a deputy head. GV had become instinct for Henrik. Therefore, he did not hesitate to refute. No, I can do it. GV is Director Jang's job, not mine. The film I am in charge of is only released online. It does not need much attention. I have already finalized the re-release rights. Now I just need to implement it. Just one more person to assist. The thread glowed again. Team Leader Jung hesitated for a moment and then asked, what about the film list? Henrik immediately listed youth, LA dream, adulthood, 3 days, old age, crossing the river, and the last one is a risky gamble. It is called The Labyrinth of Fairy Tales, the film Jung once oversaw and completely failed. The film that ruined his reputation, the film that caused him to be demoted to the provinces. Now it has a chance to be resurrected. As soon as he heard that name, Team Leader Jung became angry. Lee Henrik, are you challenging me? You know how much I care about The Labyrinth of Fairy Tales, so you are using it to persuade me. I have the film you really want to push, that online film 3 days. The Lee Henrik I knew before was completely clueless about dealing with people. You are not the type of person to calculate to climb up. What do you think I will do to someone who dares to play this game with me? Faced with that accusation, Henrik flinched slightly. But very quickly, he gave the team leader an answer, I think to explain. And indeed, his thread glowed brightly yellow. Team Leader Jung laughed. Henrik had won. Team Leader Jung no longer frowned but smiled and said, you are right. I like people who know how to use their brains. Think big, Lee Henrik. Team up, whatever you are planning, just do it. If you do, I will back you up. Today, he had pushed beyond Team Leader Jung's limits. After that conversation, Henrik happily left the team leader's office. Watching him walk away, he silently assessed, Lee Henrik, I thought he was talented but hard to control. Just someone to use and discard, but something is changing. Everyone started looking towards him, and now he was touching my boundary. A talented employee is just an employee, but if they also have communication skills, they will become the best employee in the company. People can persuade others. If he has both, then show me, Lee Henrik. Show me if you are worthy of standing beside me. At the same time today, Henrik had a meeting with Director Jang for the GV of CO as an alien. Actually, Henrik's team had lured him with money. If he could, he would not be too happy. Because of this, Henrik decided to start by targeting the positive feedback on the trailer, and saying there was no need to worry too much about the GV. At this moment, Director Jang also arrived. As soon as he saw him, the director smiled and said, let us start the GV rehearsal right away. He seemed genuinely excited. Before Henrik even had a chance to speak, the director brought up the trailer himself. The feedback for CO as an alien is truly amazing. The YouTube video you introduced today reached 100,000 views. That superhero film only got 300,000. Director Jang seemed engrossed in a fever. For an unknown director to get 100,000 views and be reported online, it is understandable. Thanks to this, Henrik was one step ahead. He directly asked, have you finalized the concept for the GV, sir? The stubborn director, who once said I only talk about my films, looked at him now, smiling happily because of the attention. It was truly worth seeing. After hearing Henrik's question, Director Jang took out a stack of documents. Yes, I not only have the concept but also wrote most of the content. Henrik continued to ask, how will you present it? Director Jang handed the GV proposal to Henrik and began to introduce it. I will talk about parallel universes. That is right. What would happen if each character made different choices? I will guide the audience through it. That way, the audience will focus not only on the twists but also on the characters' decisions. It was even better than Henrik thought. He happily praised, this is a great idea, what is the progress? Director Jang immediately replied, 3 more weeks. Right, I have written half the script. I am in the process of finishing the rest. Henrik heard that and suggested, could you share the first half with us? If so, I would like Department Head Hyun to hear it too. Hearing the name Hyun, the director readily agreed, of course. It was now 5:30 p.m. Receiving a call from Henrik, Department Head Hyun immediately complained, what now, Deputy Head Lee, don't call me at this hour. Don't ask me for anything else. But the other end of the line was not the familiar content he usually received from Henrik. Instead, it was an introduction, Department Head Hyun, Director Jang is here. Even though he said that, he did not seem to understand, even frowning unhappily. Huh, what for? Is he refusing the GV again? Anyway, let us talk about it tomorrow. Henrik immediately denied. No, this time he has prepared everything. I think you might want to hear it. I could have done it alone, but I thought you would be curious, so I called you. Department head Hyun breathed a sigh of relief upon hearing this. Is that so? I thought it was something else, but I am about to leave work, so. But what was he preparing for? Henrik immediately reported. He wants to talk about alternative endings from parallel examples. As Henrik predicted, the topic spurred Department head Hyun's curiosity. I absolutely must hear this. Why did he prepare so meticulously? I will be right down. Very quickly he arrived at the office. After hearing Director Jang's project, Department head Hyun turned to call Deputy Head Lee. Receiving him, he wrote another line on paper. This is guaranteed to sell out quickly. The negotiation proceeded smoothly. It even turned into a discussion. A moment later, the meeting ended. All three went up the elevator. Thank you for your hard work today. Thank you, Director. Although he had done very well, he still wondered, should we prepare more? Is it too simple? Department head Hyun said confidently. No way, it is more than enough, is not it, Deputy Head Lee? Henrik also acknowledged, yes, that is right. The audience will love it, I guarantee it. The director's expression was extremely tense. Then he suddenly bowed to express his gratitude. Only 2 weeks left until the release. I will count on everyone until then. The initial campaign had little traction, but Henrik turned the tide, and Gree was truly making waves. At times like these, he was so moved that he could not find words to describe them. Film, a work made with years of someone's life. Film marketing, a job that had gone through all of that. Yet now Director Jang was expressing gratitude. He said sincerely, I will do my best in the remaining weeks. Perhaps enduring people like Department Head O and Department Head Go was worth it, just for moments like these. After Director Jang left, Department Head Hyun confided in Henrik again. 2 weeks left until the release, and 3 weeks until the GV. That is all we have. Henrik recognized the anxiety in those words, and Department Head Hyun did not deny it. Of course, if the GV fails, do you think the director will let us off the hook? But it won't fail. Neither CO is an alien nor the GV. Finally, Henrik was able to leave. Young-do was waiting outside. He was curious. The director of CO is an alien came today, did not he? When it is released, let us go watch it together, okay? Department Head Hyun's firm belief. Team Leader Young's words about breaking records. Henrik only repeated those words in his heart, and waited to see what would happen in 2 weeks. CO is an alien would be released in 14 days. Next, Yuseon was called into the team leader's office. He sternly questioned, do you know how many calls came in today just because of you? 120 calls. Yuseon bowed her head and admitted her mistake. And what happened today was like this. Yuseon was in charge of the marketing department's SNS accounts like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Her task was to post film promotions and organize social media events. But the problem started from a post Yuseon put up yesterday. The dedication of Firefighter K, a film based on a true fire incident with a firefighter as the main character. But when posting the cost-saving poster, she actually used that phrase as an official slogan. The online community criticized Yuseon and the department for downplaying a real tragedy, and today alone, their department received 120 calls. Bad marketing deserves such criticism, no mistake, but this time it was not Yuseon's fault. Before that, the person who requested to add that slogan to the post was Department Head Go. Yuseon, I told you to add cost-saving, did not I, with so many famous actors? How could you leave that out? Yuseon tried to refuse, but Department Head, this is quite sensitive. Still, he firmly said, Yuseon, I have been here for 13 years, and you, how long have you been here? Yuseon truly objected, but Department Head Go insisted on posting, so she could only accept. Yes, sir, I understand. And now what? That cunning Department Head Go just pretended to be silent and bowed his head, while Yuseon bore all the responsibility. Team Leader Young, focused on results, continued to scold. Fortunately, I managed to take down the article in time. If it had escalated, the entire company could have been dragged into this scandal. Faced with these words, Yuseon could only bow her head and admit her mistake. Then he warned Kim Yuseon, if you want to stay here long term, you would better keep quiet. Yuseon was a contract employee, and now she was almost being told directly that one more mistake would be the end of the line. He was still the same, still exploiting others' weaknesses to use against them. That was also why Henrik did not get along with Team Leader Young before. They always manipulated others by hitting their weak points. It was truly detestable. Yuseon, weak, could do nothing but accept. Yes, I understand, sir. I am truly sorry. The entire room was almost silent. No one dared to speak up to defend her, But at this moment, someone suddenly stood up. None other than Henrik. He thought of the words department head Hyun had once cautioned him with, "Please treat Yu Seon well. She admires you very much, Deputy Head Lee." Perhaps because of that, Henrik stepped into the team leader's room without hesitation. "Team leader," he looked at him sternly and asked, "What is going on?" Henrik carried a document and said, "This is the proposal for the re-release project I mentioned yesterday." The team leader asked in surprise, "It is done already, let me see." After handing the plan to the team leader, Henrik glanced and signaled for Yu Seon to leave his room. She immediately understood and excused herself. "I am going to the restroom for a moment, sir." After entering the restroom, Yu Seon could not help but burst into tears. She had to endure all the grievances alone. Yu Seon tormented herself. "It has been 8 months since I started working here, but I still have not settled in. I have not accomplished anything. I am so useless. What am I doing here? I can't even get a permanent job. Every day I get scolded. Do I really have any strengths? Is this the kind of adult I once wanted to become?" Just as Yu Seon was tangled in the questions she had posed to herself, she received a message from Deputy Head Kim. "Yu Seon, perhaps you should come back." As soon as she returned to the office, Department Head Go came to her and demanded, "Hey, Yu Seon, the post has been taken down, so rewrite it." "Okay, do it right now, won't you?" As soon as she saw him, Yu Seon trembled with anger. At the critical moment, Henrik appeared in time and rescued her. "Yu Seon, wait a moment. This is more urgent." Department Head Go tried to stop him. "Yu Seon and I are in the middle of something. She can do your work later." But he flatly refused. "Sorry, but I need the team leader's approval today." When the team leader was mentioned, Department Head Go could no longer resist. "Then hurry up and do it. I am busy too." Next, the two quickly returned to Yu Seon's workstation. Henrik carefully instructed her, "Yu Seon, this is for the CEO is an alien Facebook event." "Ah yes, alright." While discussing work, Henrik suddenly leaned in and whispered in her ear, "I need to check the sound for this. Let us talk at the coffee shop on the first floor. Bring your laptop." Although she did not understand anything, Yu Seon agreed. "Alright, sir." Very quickly, both went down to the coffee shop below. Henrik did not mention what happened earlier and said, "I will edit Director Jang's GV segment right now. It should be done around lunchtime. I feel a bit bad for keeping you, so I will treat you to lunch. Feel free to rest comfortably. You have about 2 hours. Relax. If you do not have anyone to eat with, come back here." Henrik's words confused her. "Huh." Henrik then explained, "I called you down here just so you could clear your head a bit. Feel free to use these 2 hours as you wish. If you need more time, just tell me." This action by Henrik deeply moved Yu Seon. "Deputy Head Lee, I truly thank you very much." "I thank you so much." Henrik smiled and replied, "It is nothing. Who knows, maybe one day I will be in your situation too, and then you will just need to return the favor." "Yes, I promise." Along with Yu Seon's words, the thread on her hand turned pink. Yu Seon's cheeks also unconsciously flushed. No matter what happened, this expression surprised Henrik. A brilliant light radiated from Yu Seon's thread. Before, it had flickered when she helped him, but it had never shone so brightly, and this time there was also a warm feeling surrounding Henrik's wrist. Yu Seon expressed her sincerity. "Thank you very much, Deputy Head Lee. Truly, thank you very much, Deputy Head Lee. I will do my best to support you in every way possible." In that moment, Henrik was certain that no matter what happened, this person would always be by his side. Henrik immediately replied, "Thank you for saying that, Yu Seon. If you ever have the toughest time, you must let me know, okay?" As soon as Henrik finished speaking, Yu Seon continued, "Deputy Head Lee, I want to become a person like you. A capable, talented person that the company truly needs, but I am not good at anything. No matter what I do, I will never be signed permanently." If the thought appeared many times every day, the feeling of wanting to quit, or rather, the feeling of not being able to endure any longer, Henrik understood that feeling too well. That is why he asked her a similar question, "Have you ever thought about quitting?" Yu Seon was silent and said nothing. Henrik knew the answer. He stood up and comforted her. "Actually, that thought is not bad. You can think about it more if you want. Perhaps it is better to find a permanent job elsewhere and move on. But I think it is still too early for you to give up because I think you are doing very well." Henrik's praise broke through the defenses Yu Seon was trying to put up. Her eyes welled up. The next second, Yu Seon burst into tears. Henrik awkwardly said, "Yu Seon, go to the restroom and calm down a bit." She immediately ran off. "Yes, I am sorry." Henrik had no intention of making her cry. A moment later, Yu Seon finally returned, but this time her attitude had changed. She said resolutely, Deputy Headley. I truly want to become a person like you. I will definitely do it. At that moment, Henrik realized that he had been wrong about Yusian all along. A clumsy but hardworking new employee with potential. This was all he thought about her. But Yusian had greater ambitions than that, and now she had found her goal. No longer simply managing social media accounts as before, Henrik wanted to do something bigger with her. Because of that, after hearing Yusian speak, Henrik smiled and said, "Alright, I will be watching." A moment later, Henrik brought the plan and returned to the office to find the team leader. Team leader, I have brought the broadcast introduction and re-screening promotional slogan for CEO is in Alien 678. The team leader took it and praised, "Good, I like it. You are fast, but if you need more people, tell me." Henrik did not refuse. He frankly replied, "I do." The team leader asked in surprise, "Who? None other than someone who could help, someone who could turn his ideas into wonderful words, someone he could trust and work with." Henrik divinely requested, "I want Kim Yusian to assist me." Hearing that name, the team leader looked displeased. "Yusian, she won't be of any help. Deputy Head Choi is coming back soon. Work with him." Deputy Head Choi is currently on a business trip with Manager O. He studied abroad, worked in the corporate strategy department, and is considered a potential candidate for a senior leadership position. He has been rotated through many departments. In marketing, no one could compare to him. Deputy Head Choi is currently in a leadership development program. Pairing Henrik with him meant Team Leader Young wanted to make a big move, but Henrik refused. "The plan is already complete. I do not need a co-planner. I need an assistant." Even though he said that, he stubbornly refused his opinion. "Then choose another contract employee. You saw how Yusian was today." Henrik still defended his opinion. "Team leader, you just said you liked the promotional slogans I presented, did not you?" He did not deny it. They are very good." "Why?" Then Henrik said those lines were written by Yusian. The team leader immediately rechecked and acknowledged, "Really? And how do you know it is so good?" Henrik also used that to add, "Yes, I am not asking for a co-planner. I need someone to compensate for my weaknesses, and I am not good at writing." Although Henrik had said that, the team leader still cautiously asked, "But what if she causes trouble again?" He replied without hesitation, "I will fire her." That is the responsibility of the person in charge. Team leader Jung still hesitated a little. Department head Go also has to bear some responsibility. "You are not usually the type of person to make such mistakes. Alright, you can work with her. She is a good writer anyway." Henrik happily thanked the team leader. Immediately after, he was about to turn and leave, but he suddenly called out, "Lee Henrik." "Yes, team leader." Team leader Jung sternly instructed, "You have a good eye for people. From now on, pay attention to those around you." The true meaning the team leader wanted to convey was, he was beginning to build his own team. He had noticed, and this perhaps implied that, aim higher, look further. You can build your own team. Henrik's future team in a few years, Yusian, Department Head Hyun, and perhaps even Team Leader Young. Perhaps everything will begin right now. CEO as an Alien will be released in 5 days. The work has also received many comments from critics. This is the beginning of Korean sci-fi films and also its future. Excellent. If I could only choose one film to watch this month, I would choose CEO as an Alien. Yusian read the reviews and quickly informed Henrik. Deputy Head Lee, this film is very popular. Even at this point, he still felt it was not enough. Not yet. The really important thing is the audience's reaction. CEO as an Alien has always been praised by critics. It just needs more time for word of mouth to spread. Henrik praised her without reservation. Just wait a little longer. Well done, Yusian. The real battle only begins when the audience flocks in. Yusian continued to report, "I have finished writing the GV promotional article for you." Henrik was greatly surprised by her speed. "Done already? I only asked yesterday. You are fast." Yusian said, "I already planned it at home." "Do you want me to do anything else?" Henrik replied, "No, you can leave work early." Very quickly, the premiere time for CEO as an Alien arrived. At 2 p.m., Henrik was at Gwangmyeong TKV, the earliest cinema. This was the ideal place to capture the audience's first reactions. On opening day, the elevators, coffee shops, and even the restrooms in the cinema were packed. People were flocking to the cinema to watch this film. "What are you watching today?" "It is CEO as an Alien." "Normally, I do not watch sci-fi, but this film looks so appealing." "Is that the film with Shin Ji-hoon?" On the day of a Korean film's release, word of mouth is a vital factor, and the audience is incredibly sharp-eyed. From now on, the fate of CEO as an Alien lies in their hands. The first screening has ended. People just stepped out of the restroom after watching the film, and then, many positive reactions poured in. I think I have to watch it again. Thanks to these word-of-mouth effects, many people who just arrived at the cinema chose to watch that film. Give me 1 ticket for the next show. Honey, this film has a GV. Let us book it right away, okay, wow. The reaction exploded fiercely. Tickets for the special GV of CO as an Alien were completely sold out. On all online forums, comments were exploding. Special GV for CO as an Alien even has an alternative ending. And that is it. No plans for more screenings. I have got tickets, haha, please add more seats. The comments kept pouring in. Even film forums became lively. Some even posted on Instagram, begging for more GV screenings. Others wrote long reviews on film sites. Everyone just talked about CO as an Alien. No matter how many times he experienced it, Henrik had never gotten used to this excitement. Team Leader Jung, the cold-blooded man. Department Head O, who once set a trap for Henrik. Department Head Go, the walking disaster. Even with such people in the company, he still went to work. 99% was for the salary, but the remaining 1% was for moments like these. Receiving positive feedback from the audience, Henrik generously replied to Young Do's message, "It is on me tonight." After that, Henrik returned to the office. Everyone immediately rushed over. The hero of the day has arrived. Congratulations, Deputy Head Lee. I honestly thought CO as an Alien was dead, but who knew you could revive it? Deputy Head Lee, do you need me to write more blog posts? Everyone's crazy for more GV screenings. Although he had felt the audience's atmosphere, nowhere was as lively as here. But this sudden excitement made Henrik feel a little suffocated. All eyes were on him. Perhaps it was because when Henrik changed his attitude, others followed suit. These very people had once turned their backs on him. In his previous life, 5 years later, they were the ones who frankly said they never wanted to work with him again. Yet now they were smiling at him. Everyone was happily discussing Henrik. When will the team leader be back? He needs to see the return of the king. One might call it hypocrisy. But instead of thinking about betrayal, Henrik suddenly realized something else. If he had been willing to change even a little then, perhaps he would have kept them by his side. Everyone was still happily chatting with each other. Is Henrik happy? Of course, he is the king now, and at this moment, he thought he knew what the next step should be. Henrik happily rejoined the conversation with everyone. He is on a business trip. No, he just went out. I heard he met the department head. So that is it. Yeah, I heard that too. In the cheerful atmosphere of the entire room, only one person had a sour, unpleasant expression. That was Department Head Go. He kept repeating his name, Lee Henrik. Lee Henrik, Lee Henrik, Lee Henrik. While everyone was over there chatting with Henrik, should we screen CO as an Alien internally for employees who would want to watch it with a rival? He was sitting in a corner. Casting a hex. Whatever tricks you play, they won't last long. Once Department Head O comes back, you are finished. Then he went to an employee and vented his anger on him. Hey, Deputy Gong, I told him to submit the report today. What kind of work are you doing? Deputy Gong, who did nothing, had to endure his wrath. Sorry. A team leader finally returned. Henrik approached him and announced, Team leader, I have checked the audience's reaction to CO as an Alien. The situation is very promising. All eyes turned to the team leader. He turned to look at Henrik for a moment, and then replied, Yes, I know. The answer was beyond Henrik's and everyone's expectations. Is that all? Is he a robot? I thought these past few days would be peaceful. But no. At that moment, Team Leader Jung said, I just met the executive director. In the meeting, the GV4CO as an Alien was mentioned. He is very much looking forward to it. Henrik asked in surprise. The executive director, Team Leader Jung replied, Yes, he said we must try everything possible. If this fails, both you and I are done for. Receiving this answer, Henrik was not only not worried but also extremely satisfied. He smiled confidently. Right, it won't happen. His confident attitude greatly pleased the team leader. Even so, he still needed to remind him a little. Don't behave like that in front of others. If you act like that in front of the director, you will be in trouble. Henrik, without hesitation, asked, Why would he pay attention to me? Team Leader Jung replied, Why do you think I went to see him right now? I also told him about the audience's reaction. This answer made Henrik realize that Team Leader Jung had deliberately chosen the meeting time to coincide with the GV making waves, to gain his support in the event. No wonder people called him a strategist. Director Choi Kyung-jun, head of film at TK Entertainment. That position was almost equivalent to the CEO of a subsidiary, and he was not an ordinary CEO. He was one of the pioneers of Korean cinema, the one who made TK Entertainment #1 in the industry. And that was also Henrik's goal, a position where he could work without being dragged into politics. To achieve that, he needed the executive director's attention. And just now, team leader Jung also said that the executive director was keeping an eye on him. Because of this, Henrik had enough confidence to think that he would achieve his goals sooner than imagined. Alongside that announcement, team leader Jung also added a reminder. He is not just observing. Henrik did not seem to understand the meaning of this sentence. He immediately asked again, "What do you mean, sir?" Team leader Jung smiled and replied, "I mean bonus money." He watched the trailer for CO as an alien. This month's bonus is worth looking forward to. This is what makes the work interesting. A moment later, Director Jang also arrived at the TK Entertainment building. The person he wanted to find was Deputy Head Lee. "Remember I said I would come back in 2 weeks. You refused to accept gifts, so I brought this instead." Henrik reluctantly accepted and replied, "No, I am the one who should thank you, Director Jang." At the same time, Department Head Hyun also came over and greeted, "Oh, Director Jang, you said the GV script is finished, right?" Lately, Department Head Hyun was the happiest person in the department. Before that, he had cheerfully walked over, clapped Henrik on the shoulder, and said, "Thank you, Deputy Head Lee." Henrik was confused. "Thank you for what, sir?" Department Head Hyun whispered in his ear, "If the GV goes smoothly, I will also receive a bonus. This is truly a lucky season." Indeed, it was still a financial incentive. Back to the present, Department Head Hyun was incredibly productive. "Let us rehearse. I am so excited for the GV that I can't even sleep." Just as Department Head Hyun and Director Jang were about to leave, Henrik suddenly spoke up, "Wait a moment, Director Jang, Department Head Hyun, please. If we wait 10 more minutes, the cinema will send us the opening day audience numbers. I think you two might want to see it." And of course, no one refused. The entire team immediately gathered with Director Jang, waiting for the numbers to be sent. Seeing the quiet atmosphere, Henrik spoke up, "How much do you think we will get?" Just 5 more minutes for the results. Director Jang was extremely anxious. 1 million, no, 800,000, no sci-fi film has ever reached that number. Time was counting down every minute. Henrik added, "I think we will do even better." Only 3 minutes left, and everyone's faces were extremely tense. And with only 2 minutes left, Director Jang could no longer sit still. And then, 1 minute remained. Very quickly, the results were sent. Opening audience, 210,000. It will probably exceed 2 million. Team leader Jung also spoke up at this moment, "I predict 2.5 million. After seeing the numbers, Director Jang was overjoyed. Thank you so much, truly, thank you. 2.5 million, on par with Hollywood films, for a sci-fi film, this is truly history being written." Everyone in the office was amazed. A sci-fi film reaching 2.5 million. This is the first time in Korea, right? Director Jang could not keep calm. He kept profusely thanking Henrik. "Thank you very much, Deputy Head Lee, truly, thank you, and thank you everyone. I have to call my wife. Sorry for the noise at work." But that did not make Henrik angry. Furthermore, he advised him, "Director Jang, go call your family. We can rehearse later." He was extremely grateful for this. "I will be right back." With that, he turned and quickly ran out of the office. Seeing his hasty demeanor, Yusian also spoke up, "Somehow, I also feel happy, even though I did not really do much." Henrik heard that and immediately retorted, "What are you talking about? You are the one who handled all of the social media marketing," Yusian replied, "Oh right." With just that one sentence, Yusian also felt happy. When Director Jang returned, the whole team went to the meeting room to rehearse for the GV. The GV was finally perfect. Instead of praising Director Jang, Department Head Hyun excitedly said, "Deputy Head Lee, the bonus is waiting for us." A moment later, the rehearsal ended. The two saw Director Jang off. Then the two returned and ran into Yusian. "Oh, Department Head Hyun, Deputy Head Lee, Director Jang left already?" Henrik replied, "Yes, he left after the rehearsal." Yusian shyly said, "I am really happy that CO as an alien was a success. Honestly, I am a bit surprised. This is the first time I have been part of such a successful project. This is also the first time I have seen the team leader personally thank us." Department Head Hyun chimed in, "Right, it is rare. Deputy Head Lee revived a dying project." Henrik added, "I am very proud too." Department Head Hyun announced another good news, "Oh, Yusian, you might also get a bonus." Yusian was extremely surprised. "Really, even though I am just a contract employee?" Henrik affirmed, "Of course. You are also on the GV team with me and Deputy Head Lee, are not you?" Henrik still could not believe how much everything had changed. That film used to be a marketing disaster, the biggest in his career. Now, every review mentioned the trailer. Back then, after the failure, Director Jang did not even bother to greet him. Now, he shook his hand and said thank you. Back then, Yusian and Department Head Hyun barely spoke to him. Now, they smiled at Henrik. With the GV screening, the re-screening, and the upcoming Busan Film Festival, this time, nothing would be the same as before. Department head Hyun joked, "You see, no matter how much our company exploits us, the bonus is well worth it." Just as the three were chatting happily, an unexpected figure appeared, Department head Oh. He was the one who once set a trap for Henrik. As soon as he saw him, Department head Hyun went over to greet him. "Long time no see, Department head Oh. It has been 3 months, has not it?" He only replied with a curt hum. He was the one who forced Hyun to leave the company. Department head Oh directly bypassed Department head Hyun and went straight to Henrik. "Lee Henrik, it has been a while, has not it?" Henrik calmly replied, "Yes. I have been waiting for your return." No matter what happened in his previous life, this time, things would be different. Back then, the relationship between Henrik and Department head Oh was not that bad. But the bullying by Department head Oh actually only started 3 years later. Department head Oh began with praise. "You finished the Othello case, did not you? Pretty good. While I was away, CO as an alien seems to be running smoothly too." Henrik immediately replied, "Yes, the GV is also about to happen." Everything was fine until Henrik was promoted to the youngest department head and refused his invitation when he wanted to pull him to his side. When he was just a deputy head, he was difficult to approach, but still more tolerable than Department head Go. Department head Go, on the other hand, was like a mad dog. He exposed all his rotten temper. Although rude, he was not truly terrifying. Meanwhile, Department head O was like a poisonous snake. Never yelling, never creating a tense atmosphere. Instead, he would gradually squeeze quietly, until there was no escape. The thread on his hand was black, and it even wrapped around Henrik's neck. He patted him on the shoulder and said, "Let us talk for a bit." Henrik had no other choice. He obediently followed him. As soon as there were only 2 of them, he directly questioned him. "I heard you caused trouble with Go again." Henrik was not intimidated at all and frankly replied, "Yes, that is true." Department head O chuckled and asked, "Do you want something like Yoo-Ho Suk to happen again?" Yoo-Ho Suk, a familiar name. He was 2 years older than Henrik, joined the same department, and was his mentor when he first started. He was also the catalyst that sent Henrik's office life down a twisted path. Despite knowing everything, Henrik pretended not to understand. "I do not understand why you are bringing that up now." Department head O frankly repeated, "My point is, I do not want anyone else to quit just because of conflicts with you." Henrik and Yoo-Ho Suk wanted to get along. There was nothing particularly problematic, at least until he surpassed him and was promoted first. Yoo-Ho Suk once told him, "Henrik, I can't take it anymore, jumping to assistant manager, how is that even possible?" In the end, Ho-Suk could not stand it and quit. That is when everything started. Bad rumors about him spread throughout the company. Working with Henrik is just. I will end up like that too. Both deputy heads and department heads gradually alienated Henrik, and the puppet master behind it all was the person in front of him. But it was not until later that Henrik realized it was department head O himself who forced the remaining deputy head position into his hands. At this moment, he suddenly frowned and called, "Henrik, if you keep this up, no one will want you on their team. That is why. Just let me handle Go. You go inside." This was department head O's way. He found the opponent's weakness and offered the sweetest proposal, making it impossible for the opponent to escape him. To do that, he exploited Go. In Henrik's eyes, Go was the mad dog, and O played the role of the master who controlled that dog, forcing him to follow him, while making the entire office see him as a ticking time bomb. And not allowing that to happen, Henrik chose to resist. Regarding Yoo-Ho Suk, things just got worse. "I do not think it was my fault." Despite being refuted by Henrik, department head O maintained a calm demeanor, the corner of his mouth twitching. "But the result was caused by you. He quit because he had problems with you." Henrik heard this, his eyebrows furrowed. He asked in a low voice, "Then what were you doing at that time?" Department head O, Henrik had decided not to fall for it again. At this point, he could no longer keep calm. He frowned and questioned, "Are you blaming others to cover up your mistakes?" Henrik immediately denied, "No, I just do not believe it was my fault. If you ask around, they will also say that department head Go's troubles were not caused by me." This time, Henrik controlled the situation. Department head O could not do anything to him. He annoyedly said, "I will check with department head Go and call you in later. You go." After he left the office, department head O looked at his departing back and pondered. No doubt there were many more incidents than Go mentioned. The chessboard has changed. After Henrik left, department head Hyun came to find him. "Oh, department head O." Seeing him smoking, department head Hyun offered, "Let me light it for you, sir." His flattering attitude disgusted department head O. "You parasite." Department head Hyun did not think that way. He simply wanted to talk to Department Head O. He must be tired after 3 months abroad. Department Head O did not even pay attention to what he said. Seeing this, Hyun could only give a wry smile and then said, "Well, Department Head O, Deputy Head Lee has really been explosive lately. He was already good, but he has changed a lot recently. You must be satisfied." These 2 words, changed, successfully attracted Department Head O's attention. Hyun immediately affirmed, "How should I put it, he has become softer, more well-rounded. He is very good to everyone. Even temporary employees are scrambling to work with him." Not only that, the director of CO is an alien even personally came to thank him. Not only Hyun praised Henrik, but also other department heads. Department Head Park, how many times has a director personally come like that? He smiled and replied, "Rarely." Even senior department heads are surprised. These words helped change Department Head O's perspective on Henrik. While he was pondering, the other 2 were still happily chatting. Wasn't Deputy Head Lee quite rude before? But now it is like he has been reborn. Hey, rude, no. He is just confident because he is capable. Ignoring the other 2's discussion, Department Head O silently evaluated Henrik. A chess piece that only knows how to attack. A pawn. Rushing straight forward just to protect the queen. Sacrificing that pawn is changing. But what has not changed is, I am the one controlling that chess piece. The scene shifts to the location of the GV for the film CO is an alien. Director Jang was extremely anxious at this moment. Seeing this, Henrik immediately reassured him, "Director Jang, you have worked hard." Then he turned to direct everyone, "Alright, press line, step back a little." Has anyone prepared a bottle of water for the director? Not only the director was nervous, but everyone in the team was also very nervous about this GV. Team leader Jung worriedly said, "So the auditorium is packed." Director Jang anxiously asked Henrik, "Is this normal? Do people from the company always flock here like this?" Henrik replied, "No, today is his first GV, so the senior department head put in extra effort." His answer made Director Jang even more anxious. "Oh, that is a lot of pressure." Henrik immediately reassured him, "Don't worry, you will do great." 600 people came to watch. These words of comfort not only did not calm him down, but even added fuel to the fire. "Please do not be too tense, Director. This event is being live-streamed on YouTube, so the camera will catch everything." Henrik did not seem to be good at comforting others at all. Seeing Director Jang's spirits about to plunge, Department Head Hyun quickly intervened, "Deputy Head Lee, I will take care of this part." Director Jang's original goal was 800,000 views. Those numbers had already been surpassed. This film had become the most talked about work in the film industry. Just then, Yuseon suddenly pointed outside. "Deputy Head, is not that Oh-eun saying? She just posted on Oscar that she watched CO is an alien. It seems she is also coming to this GV." "That is right, I wonder how she got tickets." Oh-eun sang, one of Korea's most famous actresses, and she even paid for her own ticket just to attend this GV. Another person also came over and started a conversation with Henrik. This person was a movie workshop, a famous film YouTuber. Critic Choi Ju-young was also present. He walked over and said a few teasing words to Henrik, "Deputy Head, if you have a chance, secretly give it to me, okay?" Not only that, employees from Sharad Entertainment's film department, TK's rival, also came. They looked sneaky. "Are we really allowed to be here?" And there was also Yoo Byung-tae, the director of many 10 million audience films. As soon as he arrived, he put his arm around Director Jang and greeted him, "Director Jang, long time no see." The male lead, Shin Ji-hoon, who rarely appeared in public, also bought tickets to be here. His appearance attracted little attention. "Shin Ji-hoon, right, please sign here for me, sir." This was nothing short of a class reunion. All the leading figures in the film industry were present at this GV. And tonight, all of them sat silently like audience members. 600 seats, not a single one left. An endless stream of reactions on YouTube. So jealous of those who are there. For an event like this, they should open up more screens. Is there anything bigger than IMAX? I hope they will do a second screening. I have never seen a GV like this before, truly exciting. What truly filled the screening was silence and underlying tension. A silent shiver spread through the air, ultimate anticipation. Department Head Hyun also felt the same way. He worriedly said to Henrik, "Deputy Head Lee, this is truly a special sight." Just then, his name suddenly rang out. "Henrik, Team Leader Jung is looking for you. He wants to announce that the department director also came, the head of TK's film division. The father of Korean cinema, Choi Kyung-jun, had arrived." Department Head Hyun immediately went to greet him. As soon as he saw Department Head Hyun, he praised, "Long time no see, I really like Late Autumn. Department head Hyun politely replied, yes, I will try to let you see more good works. Choi Kyung-jun, the youngest manager of TK's planning department, who created the Korean film craze. A pragmatic person, unconcerned with formalities or flattery. Following department head Hyun was Hanrik. He walked over and politely greeted, "Hello, sir. I am Deputy Head Lee Hanrik, from the film marketing department. I will do my best to make the GV a success." And knowing his personality, what Hanrik needed to show at this moment was to complete the assigned GV very well. Choi Kyung-jun also recognized the name. "Oh right, Lee Hanrik, you were in charge of Escape last year, were not you? I watched it. I really liked it. This GV was also your idea, was not it? The marketing department truly has many talented people. Thanks to that, I also had the opportunity to witness something interesting." Hanrik quickly replied, "Thank you for your compliment, sir. I will do my best for this GV." Seeing his respect, he chuckled and said, "Haha, do not mind me. I am going in now." After he left, department head Hyun was still worried. "Oh my god, he is paying attention to us." At this moment, he suddenly sighed, "Deputy Head Lee, what should we do? We absolutely must do well. It must be a success." Hearing department head Hyun say that, an idea seemed to flash in Hanrik's mind. He immediately called Yuseon. Then he handed her a piece of paper and said, "Take this. The team leader forgot it. Please give it back to him." Yuseon was a little surprised but still took it. "Yes." Not only that, Hanrik also instructed her, "Before you give it to him, remember to introduce yourself, state your name clearly, and say that you are Kim Yuseon from the film marketing department." She immediately obeyed. "Yes, I understand." Yuseon followed Yuseon's instructions and brought the paper to Manager Choi. A moment later she returned. "Deputy Head, I have given it to him." Hanrik curiously asked, "What did he say?" Yuseon immediately recounted, "He thanked me. Are you working with Deputy Head Lee and Department Head Hyun? He said he would remember." "Thank you very much, Deputy Head." Hanrik smiled and replied, "It is nothing. Yuseon is also participating, so she also has to introduce herself, right?" After Hanrik returned to his seat, Department Head Hyun spoke up, "Deputy Head Lee, thank you. At that time, I was only focused on the team leader being present, so I did not think about Yuseon. I was short-sighted." Hanrik did not blame him. "No, you were very busy at that time." Because he said that, Department Head Hyun felt that Hanrik was a very thoughtful person. But he was also very curious. In that situation, how could you think of introducing Yuseon to the team leader? Hanrik immediately replied, "I just kept thinking that I wanted to work with Yuseon. Perhaps that is why I remembered." Department Head Hyun was very happy to hear this from him. "Deputy Head Lee is really cool, you are also a very good senior." Just then, the thread on Department Head Hyun's hand also began to appear. He sincerely said, "I also want to continue working with Deputy Head Lee." Very quickly, the GV came to an end. Director Jang was presenting his final words. "That is the end of my story." After the GV ended, everyone left in joy. The chatter and discussions echoed. "It was really interesting, was not it? It was like watching another movie. Should we go watch some other GVs? Other GVs are not as interesting as this one." At this moment, Choi Kyung-jun suddenly patted Team Leader Jung on the shoulder and said, "I heard about the commercialization plan for the GV. I have noted a few points to keep in mind when you attend the meeting." Team Leader Jung replied, "Thank you, Director. I will keep that in mind." Then he went down to the auditorium. As soon as he saw Hanrik's team, Director Choi immediately praised, "These are the key people of the GV, everyone did very well. Department Head Hyun, you created a good program to make up for not appearing much lately. Yuseon, both Department Head Hyun and Deputy Head Lee are capable people. You still have a lot to learn. And Lee Hanrik, you are as excellent as ever. It has been worth following you since you joined." Unlike others, who only offered a few words of praise, Director Choi showed more for Hanrik. He continued, "But for excellent people, displaying it outwardly is also important." Hanrik did not understand his implication. "I do not understand what you mean, sir." Director Choi took out a note and handed it to him. "You need to promote yourself more. I wrote about the GV here. I will leave now. From now on, I will be watching you, Lee Hanrik." After he left, everyone anxiously urged, "Lee Hanrik, open it quickly." Inside, there was not just a comment, but instead questions. "What was your reason for coming to see the GV of CO as an alien? What part of the CO as an alien GV did you find most interesting? If there is anything that needs improvement in the CO as an alien GV, what would it be? If you had something to say about the CO as an alien GV, what would it be?" In addition to those questions, he also offered praise. "Well done, and next time, I will come watch again." Team Leader Jung heard this and joyfully exclaimed, Excellent. That is wonderful. This was the first time he had acted this way, which surprised Henrik a little. But very quickly, he also realized his actions were overly enthusiastic. All eyes were on him, making team leader Jung embarrassed. He quickly changed the subject. Is the show over? Hurry up and clean up, then let us go. After that, he gave Henrik a card and said, Well done, Lee Henrik. Don't worry about other things. Just use it. This is the company card. The sky was darkening. The three quickly gathered at a restaurant. Yuseon happily exclaimed, Wow, this is my first time in a place like this. Department head Hyun and Yuseon chatted animatedly. It is strange. Lately, everything at the company has been strangely smooth for me. Me too. Everything's been going well lately. You too, Yuseon, it is really strange. Department head Hyun then remembered, it is thanks to Deputy Head Lee, the source of all good things is here. After working with Deputy Head Lee, everything goes smoothly. Yuseon also chimed in, that is right, working with Deputy Head Lee, projects proceed smoothly, and superiors seem to look at us more positively. Department Head Hyun also agreed. This is no coincidence. If Deputy Head Lee were in my team, I would carry him on my back. Haha, me too. Alright, what are we drinking to, Deputy Head Lee? Do you want to say a toast? Henrik smiled and replied, Yes, that sounds good. The three raised their glasses to future GVs. As expected, this was where he belonged. The scene shifts to the front of TK Entertainment Building. Young Do looked like he had seen a ghost, screaming in fear. Oh, Hyung, hide quickly. Hyung, come here quickly. He was that terrified just by seeing Choi Kyung-jun. But Henrik was not like that, and he walked straight to him and found him. Lee Henrik. Henrik calmly greeted, Hello, director. He spoke cheerfully, You worked hard with the GV yesterday, did not you? Did the director praise you? Henrik honestly replied. He gave me the company card. The answer greatly pleased Director Choi. Haha, well done. He continued to chat with Henrik amidst Young Do's astonishment. The GV was interesting. It has been a long time since I felt like a true audience member. Thank you, sir. I will revise the parts you suggested and show you a better result. Director Choi heard that, then leaned close to Henrik and whispered, To do that, you need to solve the homework I gave you. Have you solved it yet? Henrik replied, I am still not sure. Director Choi did not think so. For Lee Henrik, that is understandable. If you can't solve it, commercializing the GV will be very difficult. I will be watching to see if you can solve it. A moment later, Henrik returned to his office. He quickly presented the plan to Department Head O. Department Head, this is the re-release plan. He seemed to have heard his entire conversation with Director Choi. He immediately questioned, Not only re-release, you are also pursuing commercializing the GV. Henrik did not deny it. Yes, that is right. Department Head O wanted to stop him again. You can't handle the GV for 3 days and the re-release all by yourself. Work with Deputy Head Choi when he returns. Deputy Head Choi, a deputy head in the same team, had gone on a long-term business trip for the Busan Film Festival. A leadership candidate that the company was paying attention to, and a star of the marketing department. But Henrik did not care about that. He flatly refused. No, because I already have Yuseon, so I can proceed alone. Working with Deputy Head Choi will cause conflicts in the planning stage. Immediately after those words, a dark aura began to envelop his body. Henrik was utterly confused by this. What is this? And perhaps it originated from the department head's intention. He frowned and questioned, Not wrong. You mean you need an assistant? Then I will assign Deputy Head Yu to you. We will discuss the GV after the re-release ends. These words reminded Henrik of Director Choi's words yesterday. Lee Henrik, talented people also need to know how to promote themselves. Was it just a coincidence that those words popped into his head right now, and then he realized, no, this is a trap. The reason Department Head O proposed assigning Deputy Head Choi and Deputy Head Yu was to make this re-release no longer his project, but the project of the entire Team 3. And thus his project. Not to mention, Department Head O was also trying to pull the GV into his purview. And knowing that, Henrik was not caught in the trap. He still refused. I will proceed with the re-release myself. I will also proceed with the GV with Department Head Hyun. This attitude made him angry. Lee Henrik, you have gone too far. Lee Henrik, this is our whole team's work, you can't assign it to Department Head Hyun. Henrik immediately denied. No, Department Head. This is my project. Henrik had lost patience. He could not let it slide anymore. Henrik had truly expressed his indignation. Because of that, Department Head O conceded. He gently said, It seems the GV went well, because Department Head Hyun is quite capable. There should not be any problems. Perhaps you think everything will go smoothly if it continues like this. Because the executive director has been looking at you quite favorably lately, you have thought about transferring to Department Head Hyun's team, but do not you know? How long do you think Department Head Hyun will keep you? At most 3 years. At that time, your promotion will certainly be mentioned. What will Department Head Hyun be like then? Perhaps Deputy General Manager. An illusionary path. 137. Department Head Hyun was not that excellent. Even now, he only kept his position because his daughter had not produced results for many years. Within 3 years, he would probably be forced to resign. Unfortunately, the future unfolded exactly as Department Head Oh had predicted, or rather, he had made it happen that way. The upcoming Busan International Film Festival. Just as Department Head Hyun was about to shine there, Department Head Oh cut his path. After the Busan Film Festival, Department Head Oh became Team Leader Young's right-hand man, and the atmosphere in the marketing department plummeted. He continued to psychologically manipulate Henrik. Do you trust people? Henrik replied, yes, I only trust trustworthy people. That answer was perfectly suited for him to continue to manipulate him. You are more naive than the last time I met you. That is why you keep getting tricked. Henrik still firmly asserted, I can distinguish who will trick me and who won't. Department Head O did not care about that. He continued, but there are things you only learn through experience. You can do the GV and re-release yourself. Henrik immediately retorted, I am not doing it alone. This is a project I am doing with Department Head Hyun. Department Head O was in no hurry. He smirked and said for now yes. After leaving Department Head O's office, random thoughts kept repeating in Henrik's mind, but I am sick of GVs and re-releases already. How long do you think Department Head Hyun will keep you? But Department Head O was not wrong. The joy of a superior helping a subordinate achieve results also has its limits. Yusian's thread was neatly tied, the longest thread. Young Do. Team Leader Young's thread was half black, half white. And the thinnest thread, Department Head Hyun. You need someone on your side. Sooner or later, Department Head O would use dirty tricks again. If he threatened Department Head Hyun that his position would be lost if he did not obey, or if he promised Young Do superior achievements. What should I do? His first meeting with Director Yoon a few weeks ago had failed. The marketing plan was perfect, except the approach was a bit unconventional. But persuading Director Yoon was another matter. How should I handle this, after all? Henrik had a terrible headache with these matters. Time quickly reached 6 p.m. It was still Department Head Hyun with his familiar question, Deputy Head Lee, why are you still here? Henrik replied, I have a meeting with Director Yoon today. He immediately remembered, oh, 3 days is progressing well. Henrik stammered, well actually, I am stuck. Department Head Hyun was extremely surprised to hear this from him. What is wrong? The re-release has been decided, and you have communicated well with the director. Have not you? Henrik recounted, Director Yoon and I have different views. After hearing him speak, Department Head Hyun became very hesitant. What to do now? I promised to watch a movie with Eugene tonight. Seeing his hesitation, Henrik suggested, Department Head, please go. Eugene is waiting, is not she? Unexpectedly, with just such a simple sentence, the thread on Department Head Hyun's hand thickened a little, but he did not do it. Department Head Hyun sighed and asked, all right, tell me, what is wrong? There are films not to be watched, but to be experienced. This was what a critic said about a film. This also applies to 3 days. A middle-aged man and a 30-year-old, and a young man around 20. A film that allows you to experience their lives in 3 days, as if you are living through it yourself. And that is an experience you can't recreate by lying in bed looking at a computer screen. That is why 3 days was heavily criticized during its online release. So boring, just like a documentary. If you like it, watch it. Oh wait, even if you like it, you should watch something else. Why turn someone's diary into a film? And Henrik's strategy was to get people to watch it in cinemas again, not online. However, the problem was Director Yoon's anger and subsequent embarrassment. He anxiously asked Henrik, are you saying we should prepare for the possibility of low audience numbers? Deputy Head Lee, even if the internal reviews are bad, at least you can promote it, right? I poured my heart and soul into this film. His fear was that his lifelong dream might collapse. After recounting that story to Department Head Hyun, he immediately analyzed, then this is not a marketing problem. Even I see the logic. But Deputy Head Lee, if I were the director, no matter how logical the other party's words were, in this case, one's pride would be hurt, and it would be difficult to make a correct judgment. Let us think about marketing. We are trying to touch their hearts, not their minds. First, let us try to be a little more sincere about what kind of person I am, what I am thinking, whether I trust or not. Henrik had not thought about this at all, and when he heard Department Head Hyun say that, he was very perplexed. Is sincerity enough? He immediately affirmed. Of course. Otherwise, why would I be helping you now, Deputy Headley? What I mean is, I am helping you because you are a kind person. An hour later, Director Yoon arrived as scheduled to meet Henrik. He even brought a gift box. Hello, Deputy Headley, thank you for your hard work. 176. Perhaps you have also sold well, but I am not a filmmaker. I am just an office worker. But after retiring, I won TK's competition and had the opportunity to make my first film. I truly wanted to do better. Becoming a director was my lifelong dream. Then I lost control and borrowed money to cover production costs. Deputy Headley, I no longer hope 3 days will succeed. I do not mind criticism. I just want more people to know about it, so I can earn back a little money. You might think this is not something a director should say, but before being a director, I am a father and the breadwinner of my family. After listening, Henrik thought for a moment before speaking up. If you want to actively promote the film through its online release, I will do so, but there is one thing I really want to say. That is, I truly love this film. Not long ago, my sister was seriously ill. I was so stressed that I thought about giving up everything, but as a breadwinner, instead of giving up, I watched 3 days. Life is like a river. It narrows and then widens, blocked by rocks and then mud. Just when you think it is cut off, it connects again. If you keep going, one day you will become the ocean. Hearing those words brought me comfort. No matter how difficult it is, it makes me think that tomorrow I can still go to work for another day. Because now I am heading towards the sea. His sincerity moved Director Yoon. 2 tears rolled down his cheeks. Henrik took Director Yoon's hand and sincerely expressed, Director, please give me a chance, won't you? And without invitation or prediction, the director immediately agreed, I am counting on you. After the conversation, Henrik immediately targeted his next goal. Kim Young-do, where are you? I am treating you to dinner. Come here. Young-do said disappointedly, I am at the office. I can't leave. You are not done yet, I have to finish reviewing the contract this week. I want to go home. Henrik immediately comforted him, just hang in there this week. If everything goes smoothly, we will go watch a movie together, okay, Young-do quickly replied. Alright, Young, the General Affairs Department head is here. I am hanging up. 17th floor, Young-do. He must still be working up there. Finally, Young-do will successfully complete his work and go home. The bus just passed, with Director Yoon on it. Director Yoon will also take that bus home. People who live day by day will eventually reach the sea. And the film 3 days is dedicated to them. Henrik was very much looking forward to it, and he truly loved this job. The next day, Henrik went to Team Leader Young's office. Lee Henrik, come in. As soon as he entered, the team leader immediately asked, what did Director Choi say? Henrik immediately replied, he asked if I was doing my homework properly. Team Leader Young asked suspiciously, homework? Henrik immediately explained, he said I need to uphold formalities. Otherwise, commercializing the GV will be difficult. Is something wrong, sir? Team Leader Young chuckled and said, the presentation on GV commercialization has been scheduled for 1 month from now. And you will be responsible for that presentation. Henrik was a little surprised. Me, why are you scared? No, but I do not think I am in the right position to make the presentation. Because Department Head Hyun was the team leader, Team Leader Young did not care about that. He frowned and said this is an order from Director Choi. Out of options, Henrik could only accept. I understand. Then Team Leader Young explained again, Lee Henrik, I have no intention of blindly following the director's words, or assigning the presentation to a deputy head and risking ruining the entire project. So answer me clearly right now. Can you do it, Lee Henrik? Henrik immediately gave him an answer, yes, I can do it. Immediately after that answer, the thread connecting the two completely turned yellow. The team leader then walked past him and called, Henrik, let us go. He continued to ask, you have not done the GV satisfaction survey, have you? Yes. Team Leader Young requested, bring it to me before we leave. Henrik immediately replied, yes, I understand. Not only that, he also added a reminder, finish this properly. This could be a big opportunity for you, and for me too. After that, Henrik returned to the office and continued his work. The entire Henrik team continued working. Henrik busily asked, you have run it through Excel. Right, what is the satisfaction score? 4.7 points. He continued, the previous GV score for the cinema department was 3.5, so that is very good. At least in terms of overall satisfaction, that is achieved. Next, according to the results of the multiple choice question, why did you attend the CEO as an Alien GV 1? Because it is a good film 50%, 2. Because I like the director 30%, 3. Because I wanted to see the GV 15%, and other 5%. Then Henrik analyzed the data of those who attended. A woman over 30 living in Seoul. She said she found out about the GV through a film website. Normally, people find out through SNS. Knowing it beforehand through a film website is a surprise. Yusian wondered, why is that noteworthy? Henrik immediately explained, the important thing is that very few people found out through SNS. That means that across all the SNS accounts these attendees follow, there was absolutely no mention of the GV. Department head Hyun added, so the people who went to the GV did not actually follow any SNS that had this information. Henrik immediately confirmed, that is right. Most of them do not have such accounts. The GV participants are serious film lovers, while popular SNS is geared more towards casual moviegoers. That is the difference. Henrik analyzed it very clearly. Department head Hyun also admired his ability. Deputy head Lee, it is no wonder you are good at marketing. Your marketing approach is always special. You really know how to read data. I thought you had a knack, but it turns out your analytical skills are even better. Department head Hyun was right. People often think marketing is just flashy ideas and genius intuition, but Henrik's view was different. The most important thing is data. Analysis based on actual data. What does the audience want from this film, this genre, this director, this time? That is the prerequisite. It is a shame that he then said. Everyone also wrote a lot in the comments. The GV must have been fun. And that confirmed that the highlight of the survey was the free response section. Many people skipped it because it was troublesome, so when they did write, it means they had very strong opinions. The question, what would you like to improve in the CEO is an alien GV. Please add more seats. I had to leave my friend behind because there were no seats. Almost died rushing here after work. Please move it to the weekend. The sound was too low. I want a host. Nothing, it was great. Charlotte Entertainment is amazing. Please do more GVs with Director Beck. Nothing, please continue to organize them. But the fact that they still wrote meant they had very strong opinions. And a strange comment appeared, Charlotte Entertainment employee. What is this? We are TK, yet someone still wrote Charlotte. TK is the company Henrik works for. And Charlotte is a rival in the film industry. The fact that they confused the two sides meant that the audience did not even know which company's event they were attending. Department head Hyun also agreed. That is right. For the audience, the only thing that matters is the cinema organizing it. Department head Hyun was right. Viewers come to watch films, not to see which company makes them. But he was not too serious about this problem. But is it really a problem? Everyone says the GV was very good. Henrik also admitted, yes sir, you are right. GV feedback is positive. Fix the sound, maybe add an MC, improve the promotional channel a bit. Besides that, there is nothing else to complain about. Yet, a sense of unease clung to Henrik, and it would not disappear. Just then, a knock on the door suddenly echoed. Come in. The person who came was team leader Yoon. Department head Hyun asked blankly, why are you here, sir? He observed Henrik's attitude before speaking. You are handling the GV survey, are not you? I came to check. Is there something bothering you, Henrik? Henrik immediately replied, yes, the feedback is good, but I need to reorganize before explaining. Team leader Yoon continued, no, I think I already know what the problem is. Here, read this. Read it. He took out a piece of paper and handed it to him. This is the revised plan that the director gave me last time. The content is good, but too easily replaceable. Building brand loyalty to prevent imitation projects. It turned out that was what had been bothering Henrik. The law of the market, when a product succeeds, rivals will flood the market with similar items. You have to overcome that and maintain the leading position. That is the role of marketing. Team leader Yoon also expressed his opinion. Good content, a GV is a good idea. But if Charlotte imitates it, we are done. This film was made by a director with Charlotte's style. If Charlotte has 11 even more famous directors, audiences will choose them instead of TK. Team leader Yoon suggested, we need a unique feature, something Charlotte cannot copy. Henrik did not think so. Perhaps after commercializing, we can add more, but creating a new attraction now is very difficult. Team leader Yoon also added, the director won't be happy, but there is no other way. He won't let the GV fail. Just then, Henrik said something that confused the team leader. We might mess it up. Henrik continued to explain, I mean, the team leader won't be satisfied. If this assignment is not resolved, the commercialization of the GV won't happen. I think that assignment is to build brand loyalty. Team leader Yoon also had a headache with this problem. He anxiously asked Henrik, can you do it? Do you have any ideas yet? Henrik frankly replied, not yet. He continued to ask, so what are you going to do? Although he had no ideas yet, Henrik was still very confident. I think I can figure it out. That answer left the team leader speechless. After that, he gave him a number. I will give you 2 weeks. Think of something. I understand. Not only that, he also said, when Deputy Head Choi returns, I will also inform him. 2 weeks. If it is not done, the project will be handed over to Choi. Can you handle that? This provocative question made Henrik extremely uncomfortable, but he still had to remain calm and reply, I can do it. The answer greatly pleased the team leader. Good. I trust you. Then he left. Team Leader Young's presence in Henrik's team's office greatly surprised Department Head O. Team Leader Young came to observe the GV project meeting. He had cut off the cinema department to bring the GV project here. Now he wanted to commercialize it under the director's supervision. In that situation, Han Rok was also trying to push for the simultaneous re-release. He must have said something that convinced Director Young into the Fairy Tale Maze project. Han Rok added Fairy Tale Maze to the re-release package to persuade him. The reason must be 3 days because the film he was in charge of had fallen into the web release hell. He yearned to save it. With a web release, excessive promotion could damage the film's image and affect its re-release. Minimize web release promotion to protect re-release prospects. Coordination with the director is needed. If the re-release is successful, his relationship with Director Young will become even closer. The best way to promote a web release is to coordinate with the director. He thought he had to act before that happened. And he actually did it. Director O contacted Director Yoon himself. Hello, Director O. He personally came out to greet Director Yoon. This way, Director Yoon. After entering, he immediately got straight to the point. When releasing films on the web, Lee Han Rok is managing the project under a policy of minimizing web release promotion. Are you aware of this? Director Yoon replied, I have heard about it. He continued to ask, do you understand what that means? Director Yoon seemed confused when facing this man. He worriedly asked, are you not satisfied? Director O immediately argued, even with the most re-releases. There are only 60 screenings. But a web release can reach tens of thousands of people throughout its run. Han Rok is basically proposing to forego that opportunity. But that is his decision. If you object, we can amend it. I will give the order. Han Rok is very capable. Even with just re-releases, he will achieve good results. And someone with such skills can manage web development just as well. You have already seen CEO as an alien, right? He was in charge of both that film and GV. And now he is also running the GV commercialization project, in addition to the re-release. He is overloaded. That means he has not been able to give 3 days his full attention, but that is why I came today, Director, to adjust this matter. I want to hear your opinion. If you want to promote the web release, I will tell him. But I can't just direct him for no reason, so please state your opinion clearly. Director, are you content to let the web release fail like this? Faced with Director O's barrage of arguments, Director Yoon once again fell into doubt. Looking at his expression now, Director O was extremely satisfied. Director Yoon had been trembling until now. At this moment, he mustered up all his courage and spoke, that is enough. Director O, I trust Han Rok. Han Rok did not disappoint him. The buzz around GV, CEO as an alien pushed the company to the top of the hot search trends. A TK Entertainment employee explained the story behind the trailer and that handsome alien will appear. Everyone in the company agreed with this comment. This is basically what almost everyone wants to see, right? GV that I could not attend. The Q&A section followed by. A TK Entertainment employee explained about the dance time with the entire cast of CEO as an alien. Many people agreed with this point of view. Also, Han Rok had been doing film marketing for 9 years, but he had never been so flustered, thinking he had to try a method where the marketer himself had to step forward. From Han Rok's perspective, this was like a new challenge, and there was no other way. Han Rok agreed to compromise. Then I will report it as a candidate for the staff position, the influencer, to the director, Director Hyun, and satisfy everyone. Excellent, Assistant Manager Lee, you will do well. Even though Han Rok agreed, he did not know how to tell Director Young about this. He would surely start with, are you crazy? But completely contrary to Han Rok's thoughts, Director Young was also very enthusiastic about this. That was lucky. His attitude greatly surprised Han Rok. Director Young continued, if you had suggested anyone else, I would have told you to cancel the GV. Han Rok hastily defended, I thought others would make the audience feel more favorably towards me. Director Young immediately refuted, who understands marketing and film as well as you do. Seeing no other excuses could be made, Han Rok could only admit, I am not very confident. Maybe there is a better way, the director immediately questioned, why are not you confident? Is it because you are rude and have a bad temper? This question from the director left Han Rok speechless. Afterward, he used those words to advise him. Lee Han Rok, it is true that you are rude and have a bad temper. But no one will object to that. Rude and ill-tempered, but if that is all there was to it, you would not be here. You are rude and ill-tempered, but there is still something captivating about you. Do you know what it is? It is the attitude of wanting to do at least one job well. The mindset of not seeking fame, just wanting to complete this job properly first. Moreover, you now understand that to do good work, you need to care about relationships. Now answer me, Lee Han Rok, in this company, is there anyone who wants the GV to succeed more than you? Han Rok immediately replied, no. The answer was very much to the director's liking. No further explanation was needed. The scene shifts to a leadership meeting. The group chairman is speaking, after the Busan Film Festival in 3 months, and the Asia concert at the end of August. Our subsidiary TWM TV will be merged into TK. A director will be appointed from the existing executive directors. Until then, focus on your business units. The unit handling GV commercialization, and the TV station handling news programming. Does anyone have any thoughts on this? The person who had taken over today's meeting was Ha Yoon-yip, chairman of TK Entertainment, belonging to the family that owns the TK Group. He paused for a moment, and then continued to announce, because the cost is low, the ripple effect is also small. Is it necessary to do this? The brand has no loyalty. If we increase unnecessary programs, I am afraid it will only worsen TK's image. Director Choi also agreed. I will note that opinion. At this moment, another director spoke up. This idea is good, however. The Busan Film Festival is coming up. Is there any reason why we have to do this right now? This person was Moon Oh-suk, head of TK's music division, Choi Kyung-jun's rival. He directly confronted Director Choi. This plan has not been thoroughly polished. While we still have to prepare for the Busan Film Festival, to rush it out like this. Though put on the spot, Director Choi was able to give a perfect answer. 2 weeks is enough. Director Moon continued to question, have you heard the criticisms of others? Contrary to his grim expression, Director Choi looked relaxed. That is what I anticipated, and I have already ordered revisions. Moon Oh-suk did not let up. How much can be polished in 2 weeks? Seeing the two of them arguing back and forth, Yoon-yip spoke up, stop. The timing is not important. The new business project will proceed as planned. However, if the content is not convincing enough, it will be cancelled immediately. Director Choi immediately suggested, the GV commercialization presentation will be held in 2 weeks. Everyone seems very worried, so if you have time, please come and see it once. This suggestion plunged the entire room into silence. No one dared to speak. Seeing this, Yoon-yip also announced, those who have any opinions can watch the presentation directly and speak afterward. I will also attend. Having received the chairman's approval, Director Choi turned to Director Moon and asked, who is coming? He also realized that Choi Kyung-jun had raised the stakes now that Ha Yoon-yip was interested in GV. The rest was figuring out how to bring GV down in front of Ha Yoon-yip. There was no turning back. Though they disliked each other, he still accepted the invitation. Yes, I will attend. Back at the office, Director Choi and Director Young had a private conversation. Director Young, let us switch the GV commercialization presentation to you. He was a little surprised. Didn't you say you wanted to see Lee Han Rok handle it? Director Choi then explained, the situation has changed. The chairman and other executives will also be attending. The reputation of our entire business division is at stake. We can entrust that to an assistant manager. I wanted to see him perform. What a shame. Director Young seemed to want to create an opportunity for Han Rok. He spoke up again, Director. Would you like to trust Lee Han Rok one more time? Director Choi recognized immediately. Lee Han Rok did something again, did not he? Director Young replied right away. He came up with a method to build brand loyalty. He suggested TK staff act as GV hosts, saying he would do it himself. Director Choi was not too surprised by this. He praised, that is just like him, effective and innovative. Are you keeping an eye on Lee Han Rok? Director Young wondered. The answer was already clear, of course. An employee who twice created films that reached 10 million views, I have to keep an eye on him. I like capable people. Lee Han Rok is one such person, and so are you, but Director Young. Will it be alright to let Lee Han Rok take this opportunity? This is an opportunity to present to the chairman. Is it alright to give that chance to Lee Han Rok? Lee Han Rok will probably continue to create many works. If I introduce him to the chairman now, and he is well regarded, then the things he does later will be easier. Were you always someone who cared about your subordinates like that? Director Young immediately denied, I think of myself first. The things he does later won't stop at my level or yours. He will exceed my reach, and if he does well, I also benefit. I am just clearing the way until then. It seemed that the golden thread was once again at work at this very moment. Director Young's words greatly pleased Director Choi. You have also grown a lot. There were times in Suwon. Director Choi smiled and praised. It is good to have such excellent talents in the company. So, let us test his skills one more time. The owner's family had given Choi Kyung-joon full authority to run the film division. Director Young's future also depended on a single word from this man, who was smiling in front of Director Young. He was showing a very friendly attitude, smiling and saying, "This time I will trust Director Young's judgment," unaware of which section of the target list this man would write Director Young's name into. It probably depends on Lee Han-rok. Very soon after, Director Young brought this information to Lee Han-rok, which surprised him a little. The chairman will be attending the GV presentation. Is this really a position I can present from? Director Young confirmed. That is right. I have already told the department head. Choi Kyung-joon will personally attend the presentation rehearsal. No matter how you answer, he will see through your true feelings. Director Choi also spoke up at this moment. Can't you do it? Han-rok immediately replied, No, I will, and what he needed to do was not tremble, not act hastily under pressure. But Han-rok's resolute answer made Director Choi frown. You are too confident. That is not something an assistant manager should do. Lee Han-rok, tell me why you absolutely have to be the one to present this time. Lee Han-rok did not hesitate. He immediately gave his answer, because this is a project I planned, and I understand it better than anyone. Even so, he continued to advise. Whether you can articulate that well in front of the chairman is another matter. Han-rok still believed in himself, asserting, I can do it. He questioned, how can I believe that? Han-rok still answered confidently, because you just saw it. Han-rok perfectly passed this quick test. Director Choi was extremely satisfied. That is right, you did very well. And not only did he praise Han-rok, but he also praised Director Young. You have a good subordinate, Director Young. You have a good eye for people. I am also paying close attention to you. Very soon, the presentation day arrived. Today, the center of attention was all on Han-rok. Is it true that the chairman will come to the marketing department? He is coming to see Assistant Manager Lee, right, leaving behind admiring, longing, and envious glances. Han-rok and Director Young left the office. The 25th floor, the executive meeting room that Han-rok normally could not use. The door to the meeting room on the unfamiliar floor opened. Chairman Ha Young-yeep and countless TK executives were watching. Han-rok entered and quickly introduced himself. Hello, I am Lee Han-rok, Assistant Manager of the Marketing Department, Film Business Division. Then I will begin the presentation. The presentation that would decide the fate of GV began. Thorny threads or thick as a whip. Countless threads representing the executives were heading towards Han-rok. Everyone present here came only to find flaws in his presentation. Even so, Han-rok had no choice but to try his best to complete his work. Please see page 1 of the handout I distributed. This section discusses TK's history and its current position in the film industry. Han-rok had just spoken when Director Moon spoke up. They all know this part already. If you stumble just a little, the presentation will fail. But facing him, Han-rok was able to handle it smoothly. I will skip this part. I will skip the introduction and go straight to the main point. GV is the means for TK to dominate the Korean film industry. Currently, TK is the leading company in the Korean film industry. However, the reality is that we have a bad reputation as a sugar factory. People criticize us for producing popular romantic films, focusing on box office revenue rather than artistic value, and only spending on production. In the current situation, where TK is already number one, increasing revenue or expanding recognition will only further reinforce that sugar factory image. What TK needs now is the image of a company that makes films with artistic value. All the executives lean forward. That is why we need a high-quality GV, something no one else has. Proof that everyone was focusing on Han-rok's presentation. Regarding the budget, we will proceed similarly to existing GVs, with no hiring of celebrities or venue rentals. As Han-rok was presenting, another hand went up. Wait, do you mean the GV will only have the director? Han-rok denied. No, internal TK staff will serve as hosts, like internal influencers replacing celebrities. The person questioning him was still Director Moon. To increase brand loyalty, you will do that. Han-rok confidently replied, I plan to handle it myself. He immediately questioned, you will host, but only a few rooms. Han-rok did not just talk. He had prepared reasonable evidence and arguments. This is a photo I posted on Extreme Cine, with 20,000 views. This is the number of likes on my Instagram interview, 10 times the average. The result is that 80% of respondents wanted to watch my interview. Currently, I am the person with the highest public recognition at TK. Director Moon still tried to question, an impressive presentation, but what I want to ask is about having an MC work under the TK name. Assistant Manager Lee Han-rok, how can we believe that you represent TK? Han-rok maintained a professional attitude and replied, I will answer, Department Head Moon Oh-suk. The revenue of TK's music division started to decline last year. Therefore, yesterday, Department Head Moon announced a temporary halt to production and the acquisition of a representative company. The decline in TK Music's revenue came from the TK Moon Music project itself. When acquiring music production companies, the inherent emotion of the project disappeared, and the resonant effect between genres also vanished. And the concert business division, being overshadowed by Japanese festivals, most major artists go to Japan first before performing in Korea. Next is the home shopping division. TK is the first in the industry and leads in revenue, but due to a lack of connection with online shopping, we cannot compete with open markets. Perfect understanding and analysis of all TK's divisions. A speech that left others unable to refute. That was the answer to the question, if not me, who can represent TK? Chairman Ha Young-yeep, who had only been listening until now, finally spoke, I understand. You are an excellent employee, but this project itself has problems. This project cannot continue without you. When you leave your actual work and become a department head or executive, do you think this project can continue? Facing the most powerful person at TK, Han-rok maintained a confident and calm demeanor. He quickly clicked to the next slide and gave him a reasonable answer. Someone else can continue it. Marketing Department Head Hyun Joo-hoon and employee Kim Yoo-seon. In the future, when they appear with me in GVs, they will gradually become known to the public and build their personal brands. Chairman Ha immediately asked, Are you planning to train your successor? Han-rok did not deny it. He candidly replied yes, and this way, TK can cultivate executives in the film industry. The answer he gave was extremely convincing. He had no more questions. And then the meeting ended. The project would proceed as planned. The moment Han-rok and Choi Kyung-jun's eyes met, Choi Kyung-jun's thread wrapped around his body. The executives were leaving one by one. Chairman Ha lingered. The meeting is over. Department Head Choi Kyung-jun, let us talk privately for a bit. Choi Kyung-jun's thread quickly returned to its position. Director Young, Director Oh, unlike them, a strong thread, pulling others towards him. Before leaving with Director Choi, Chairman Ha lingered for a few seconds and looked closely at Han-rok. You said your name is Lee Han-rok. Yes, that is right. Your name is unique. Very memorable. Are you also attending the Busan Film Festival? Han-rok immediately replied, Yes, I am in charge of marketing. Then he said something very similar to Director Choi. I see. I will be watching you. After that, he left. Han-rok politely thanked all the executives, and he also realized that if one day this thread connected, the day the man at the top of the company in terms of ability, power, and connections placed complete trust in him, his office life would surely be different. Han-rok was about to leave when Director Moon suddenly called him back. That is right. He spoke in an unfriendly tone. I will be watching you too. Afterward, Han-rok and Director Young got into the elevator and returned to the office. Seeing his expression, he chuckled teasingly, Your hands are shaking. Are you nervous too? Han-rok surprisingly answered seriously, Yes, I was a little tense today. The director burst out laughing, in front of so many department heads and even the chairman, and only a little. Although it was not possible in every aspect, Director Young's thread had turned golden. He quickly asked a question to confirm, How did you feel today? Director Young replied, You already know, why ask? Despite his words, the thread grew even brighter. Han-rok was trying to suppress his laughter. Back in the office, Director Hyun and Yoo-seon were waiting for him. As soon as they saw him, both immediately exclaimed, Assistant Manager Lee. Director Hyun ran over and asked about the director's expression. How did you find the department's reactions, Director? Director Young smiled and replied, Everyone knows. It was excellent. Yes, our Assistant Manager Lee was recognized by the department head. Not just the department head, the chairman also said good things. He said he would be keeping an eye on him from now on. This information delighted Director Hyun. The chairman said he would keep an eye on Assistant Manager Lee. That is amazing. Assistant Manager Lee did well, did not he? Right, Director. He was even more excited than Han-rok, which left the director helpless. Director Hyun. That is enough. Yes, Lee Han-rok did very well. It was the best presentation I have ever seen. The three of you should go eat something. The scene shifts to Chairman Ha Young-yeep's office at TK. As soon as he returned, the first person he mentioned was Han-rok. He is Lee Han-rok, right? Yes, Mr. Chairman. How long has it been since he was promoted to assistant manager? Director Choi immediately replied, "For years, sir." He was promoted in his second year at the company. The chairman asked a lot of information about him, and he is in the marketing department, right? Director Choi answered each question in turn, "Yes, under Director Young Min Suk." The chairman also praised Director Young, he is doing well. Entrusting the presentation to an assistant manager. Department head, I will triple the GV budget. I will inform the strategy office. Go ahead and process the budget. I understand. And regarding Young Min Suk, instruct Lee Han-rok to prioritize GV above everything else. Director Choi thought to himself, that person will go beyond his scope and even the directors. And he was very happy about it. Director Young, you have grown a lot. Immediately after, Director Choi immediately followed up with the chairman's words, I will instruct accordingly. A few weeks later, the full marketing department meeting day arrived. Han-rok asked in surprise, will GV be included in the Busan Film Festival? Director Young immediately affirmed, that is right. The GV project has been approved, and the budget has tripled. Director Oh immediately objected when he heard that. The Busan Film Festival program is already finalized, but he had no power. Director Young gave a towering answer. This is a direct order from the chairman. A GV team will be formed within the film festival. It can operate in parallel with existing teams, or it can be entirely new. Anyone who wants to sign up, please talk to your team leader and send a message by Friday. Determination and willpower were evident on everyone's faces. Everyone could feel it. A big change was coming to the marketing department. After announcing everything, Director Young reminded Han-rok again, see me after the meeting ends. The meeting ended shortly after. Han-rok asked, did you call me, sir? Director Young did not beat around the bush. He went straight to the point, who do you want? Quite a few people will want to be assigned to the GV team. I will even include those who did not sign up, so tell me who you want. Han-rok, without hesitation, said two names, Director Hyun and Yoo Se-in. As soon as the two names were mentioned, Director Young advised him, Lee Han-rok, think carefully. After all, this is about choosing people to work with you, so you do not have to choose Director Hyun just because he treats you comfortably. Han-rok immediately denied. It is not because Director Hyun makes me comfortable. I chose him because we work well together. Director Young still felt it was not right. That is the same thing. I have a structure in mind, including Director Oh. I will add Kim Yoo Se-in or anyone else you want. I know you are not as close to Director Oh as you are to Director Hyun, but he is capable. In work, you can't just be with people you like. Director Young still did not know how bad things were between him and Director Oh, so he still thought his advice was right. Lee Han-rok side with the right people. Director Hyun has no future. Han-rok was not swayed by this advice. He slowly asked, did you watch my presentation? Who do you think helped me with that research? Do you think Director Oh could help me like Director Hyun? You said this is about choosing people to work with me, right? Then give me the people I need. This answer did not satisfy Director Young. He turned around and told Lee Han-rok, I have something to say. You have seen the meeting room for directors, have not you? It can't compare to this place, it is twice as big. I will become a director. If I am alone, then department head is the maximum. Even that was because the department head called me up. I am thinking about a line under my department and you. The problem is you are still too young. We need an intermediary, someone who can take over the department when I become director. Do you think Director Hyun can take that position? Choi Kyung-jun, Director Young, Director Oh, the people who held power in the film division. Han-rok knew Director Hyun could not break into those ranks. But that did not matter, because he had no intention of climbing by following someone else's line. Han-rok refused Director Young's offer. I will train my own line. Hearing him say that, Director Young did not want to say anything more. Alright, you can go. After he left, Director Young thought again, Lee Han-rok, I used to think you were quite alright. I just thought you needed time because you lacked political acumen. But now you have seen through all my intentions. Perhaps it is not that you lack acumen, but that you have never wanted to use it. Look higher and further. You have started practicing what I said. Ultimately, how far are you looking, Lee Han-rok? The candidates for the line you will create, who will it include, and how far will it extend? Will I be in it? After Han-rok returned from Director Young's office, everyone's attitude seemed to have changed greatly. Someone who had never paid him any attention suddenly brought him a gift and said, Assistant Manager Lee, I bought this at the coffee shop. Please use it. Congratulations on the successful GV project. I have always been very interested in GV. Director Young calling him aside. That was tantamount to announcing that he had the power to decide the GV team. Everyone was trying to make an impression to be chosen for the GV team, but there was no time to be distracted now. The reviews for 3 days were the reaction he wanted to see. a rare masterpiece. It is a shame we could not enjoy the cinematography in theaters. It is sad that films like this are only released online, while meaningless commercial films are shown in theaters. Can we watch it in theaters? And there were even people asking questions about 3 days. Such feedback was completely absent when the film was released online. Is the film really out of release? Can't even buy it. I wonder if there are plans for a theatrical release. That is just human psychology. Designer bags, luxury watches, we always crave things we can't have. This was also why 3 days became globally famous before he returned. Han Rock applied that to his marketing strategy, the masterpiece film you no longer have a chance to see. Everyone's yearning for the film that no longer existed, and the intellectual respect of film enthusiasts further fanned that flame. The real marketing campaign for 3 days began now. This film must be incredibly good. I absolutely have to watch it at least once. At this moment, someone came to find him again, Lee Han Rock. It was none other than Director Oh. He scowled and ordered, "Follow me." In his office, he directly questioned, "Have you formed the GV team yet?" Han Rock immediately replied, "The GV team is not my decision." He naturally did not believe Han Rock's words and immediately retorted, "Don't talk nonsense. The director gave you full authority, did not he?" This time, Han Rock admitted, "Yes, he told me not to choose the team I wanted. So this is not something you need to worry about, Director." Director Oh seemed to have found something about Han Rock. He continued to question, "I do not know why you have been quite arrogant lately, but..." Looking at the documents he presented, Han Rock asked suspiciously, "What is this, a proposal?" Director Go also agreed to this. Director Oh, yes, Director Go agreed. "There is no need to form a new GV team. Just move the entire team to us. In return, I will transfer Director Go to Suwon." The chairman said to prioritize the film festival and GV, and in this marketing department, I am the one who truly understands film festivals. I was planning to inform the department head today. He thought he could bribe Han Rock, but Han Rock's mentality was very firm. Han Rock frankly said, "Then I will also inform him. Because I am in charge of GV, do not add useless people." Han Rock had completely declared war on Director Oh. He said angrily, "Lee Han Rock, do you know why I am with this company?" Director Oh wanted to transfer from a foreign company to TK 7 years ago. The reason was, it was because of Choi Kyung-jun's call. This made him extremely arrogant. He actually used that to criticize Han Rock. "Just because the department head and chairman are paying attention to you, you think you are special, you think you are the only one. 7 years, I have been with the department head for 7 years. I have been through things that would make you shiver just hearing about them. Who do you think the department head will choose between me and you?" Lee Han Rock, he angrily threw his pen to the ground. And then he ordered him to pick it up. But Han Rock showed no expression whatsoever. Moreover, he even directly stepped on the pen with his foot. Following that, Han Rock declared in a powerful voice, "You will choose me." His empty words could not harm Director Oh. "The department head will choose you, why?" Han Rock still patiently replied, "Because he won't choose someone who always uses his name to intimidate others in matters like this." Han Rock had angered him. Director Oh stood up from his chair angrily and asked, "Lee Han Rock, do you know how many people like you I have driven out of this industry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Lee Han Rock. And 10 Hyun Joo-hoon. There is an open slot at the Busan Film Festival. I will put 3 days in it. Lee Han Rock, it is very easy to get you out of the company. It is even easier to get rid of Hyun Joo-hoon. I told you, Lee Han Rock, pick it up." He simply thought that with those baseless threats, he could defeat Han Rock. But Han Rock's attitude was completely different. He did not pick up the pen. Instead, he swung his foot and kicked it towards him. Such an action was an indirect declaration of war on Director Oh. He frankly declared, "That method no longer works on me.